All right, everybody. So, just as a reminder, for those who do not know, do not teleport. Please do not teleport on those pads. You can run up to the Lost Finds cache. Go ahead and grab your Pure Essence. Drink that. Pop a re-raiser. Make sure you have everything slotted, but do not teleport. We are going to slot everything, and then we're going to come stand on these markers. Party leaders will then make sure that everyone has everything that they need, and that we are good to go. And only then will we teleport.
Can I like trade some of my lost deaths for some modern sacrifices?
Yeah, I got some for you. Don't worry about that. I'll just I'll mail them to you, so it'll be here after. Hey, look at that. We also have some lovely people willing to throw out a re-raise cast. So if you don't have a ton of extra re-raisers, oh, look at that. It was on me. Thank you, Shen. That's adorable. I secretly paid Shen to do that.
It didn't sound staged at all.
All right, once you have your things slotted, make sure you run back to your letter. We have A, B, C, which are slimes, and we have D, 1, and 2, which is D, E, and F, respectively. Party leaders, just make sure that everyone has the appropriate pure essence on, and that everyone has some form of re-raise, be it from an item or the re-raise spell. Everyone make sure your holsters are ready. And then once I don't see anyone at the cache or the appraiser anymore, then we can have leads do some ready checks. Then we'll all teleport down. And just as a reminder, I'll be taking over on the Golem side. Jojo and then probably Chuck, when Jojo gets too mad, are going to be taking over Slime side. And do not touch the door unless you are myself or Jojo or Chuck. If someone opens the door after you teleport, it starts the side, and if people aren't ready, it's just going to be a wipe, and then we have to leave and do all this over again. So just make sure once you teleport down to wait for your side leader to call it. All right, we have just Shen there, so people can start throwing out ready checks. Party leads, just type out and yell chat. Oh, look at that. C is already ready. So we got Charlie, we have Echo. We have Delta. We have Beans, which is the phonetic alphabet for BE, as everyone knows. Foxtrot, and do we have an alpha? There we go. Alubia's ready. And that should be everyone. All right, so we can go ahead and run down to our teleport pads. Go ahead, DEF are teleporting right, ABC are teleporting left, and then DEF, you can go ahead and pop down in voice chat to the Golem gang. Because we're going to have our own little voice chat, and I will see you guys on the other side.
Bye, Golem Gang. I'll miss you guys so much.
We'll miss you too. All right, look at that. 24 people already. What's going on, Golem Gang? Just as a reminder, we are not touching the door yet. We're going to not touch that door. All right. We already have a ton of pros here, but just in case, let's get a tank on each of these golems, and let's get a pocket healer for each of those tanks. So the pocket healer should ideally be in that tank's alliance. I see we have Sedera and heals already for here. That's awesome. Let's see. We got like 3 people here. This is... We got Jen and Z. All right. Let's see. We have... Juliak, that's Paladin, that's good. And a White Mage, awesome. And Viconia, no, Viconia, you're monking. I do need a red Golem tank up here on this northern green Golem, where Maims is jumping right now. If I can get a volunteer for red Golem tank, that would be awesome. Yeah, Vass, you know I can count on you. All right, and we have Lower here, and Lower, I know you know what you're doing. Just as a rundown, because I know we have some new people here. The way this is going to work, these 4 golems are going to be picked up by their tanks. DPS, you're going to do nothing off the bat. You're just going to be chilling. We are going to have a hallway tank. Can I get a tank that is not on a golem for North Hallway, where Mame is jumping right now? Is that Roxy? Yeah, Roxy, I love you. Roxy, I don't know if you've done it. Have you done the hallway sprint and invuln for traps before?
Never.
Never. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. All right. So there is an image. If you check in Raid Text Chat Discord, just above where I posted things, there's going to be it's technically Slime Side that the image is for, but if you look at the Lego Steppers No Perception Slime Breach plan, there is in the middle of this hallway, there are those 3 red circles. That is one of the 3 spots that a trap is going to be. If you follow me real quick, and we run over here, you can actually see over this wall on the left. You can see in the hallway, if you look sort of over this wall, there is a horizontal sort of brown line in the middle of that hallway. The trap is going to be somewhere on that line, either on the left side, the right side, or in the middle. So what you're going to do is you are going to be the first person. As soon as I open this door, you are going to start running forward. You are going to invuln and then pop sprint, and you are going to run to the left of that line. You're going to make a little lightning bolt, so you're going to run all the way along that line, and then you're going to keep going north. And you are guaranteed to then hit the trap. Sadie, if you wouldn't mind pocket healing on Vass, that would be awesome.
Sure.
So Roxy, once I open the door, that is 90% of your job, is running forward, getting sort of halfway there, invulning, sprinting, zigzagging across that middle of the hallway to hit the trap, and then continuing up north. And for the entire rest of the fight, all you have to do, Roxy, is there are going to be golems that spawn on the north side of the hallway there. Little golems. You're just going to pick them up. They don't hit hard. And that's it. That's your job.
I am having trouble looking for the image.
Oh, sorry. It was actually... In raid text chat, if you see my text of like team leads and golem and slime lead and all that, 2 posts above, or 3 posts above that, by someone from earlier today, is one that is labeled Lego Steppers No Perception Slime Breach Plan.
Okay. I am just running to the right, popping those 3 traps in the middle.
There's a trap in one of those 3 spots, so
Okay.
that's why we have you invuln and sprint, and that way
Yes.
you just, wherever it is, you're gonna hit it.
Okay. That's it.
Yep. And then
Alright.
then you run north, and the little golems that spawn on the north side of the hallway, you just pick those guys up, and they don't even hit hard.
All
It
right.
doesn't even need to be a tank. We're just gonna have you do it because it's easy.
All right. Cool.
And then can I get a southern hallway tank, which is just gonna pick up the south golems where Maims is jumping right here. Oh yeah, Neo, thank you. All right. So, if any tanks are new, we are gonna have Sidera. You are gonna be blue room. We have, well, here. This northwest blue right here is gonna be going into the blue room on the left. We have Shen and Z are gonna be going into the white room on the right. We have Juliek and Karen are going to be going into the green room on the northeast, and Vass and Sadie in lowercase are going to be going to the red room on the northwest. DPS, you're not going to touch these golems until the tanks bring them to their room. Just don't bother. They need to make sure they have aggro. They need to wait for Roxy to go pop the trap in the middle. Just post in Yell chat if any of the tanks on the golems are new, and then if so, I can explain what you're doing. Vass, I'll cover the red golem for you. Otherwise, I'm gonna assume that the 4 golem tanks know what to do in terms of invulning for a trap and all that. DPS, our kill order is gonna be blue room first. Once Sidera positions the blue golem onto that blue marker in this room right here, then you are gonna kill it. You're gonna burn that thing down, and then we're gonna head over to the white room. Once the white golem gets to 30% health, you're going to pop your 2-minute cooldowns and burn it down, because it has a hard enrage cast that it starts casting at 30%. Then we're going to move to green room, and then finally red room, and there'll be special instructions for red once we get there. Vass, you're just going to kite. You're going to bring your golem up into the red room. You're going to tank it until it turns red, and once it turns red, you do not let it touch you. It is super slow. You can just shield lob it or whatever you warriors do, and just run around in a circle. And then you're going to save your invuln for when you have to actually tank it on the platform. Healers of the blue and white room, just make sure you're looking out for the tank buster, because it does apply a bleed that you are going to need to Asuna. And for any of the DPS here that are new, the golems are going to cast something called Metamorphose. Metamorphose changes their color and also heals them to full. 2 of the golems we are intentionally going to let Metamorphose. We're going to let the blue golem that's in the white room, it has to change to white. We're going to let the green golem that's heading to the red room change to red. Every other Metamorphose cast, if you see your golem in the correct room and it is already the correct color and a Metamorphose is happening, please interrupt that. Ideally it's the tank, but in, for example, red golem can't be the tank because he's got to be kiting. So that's why we have lowercase up there. I have seen 20 people DPSing the blue golem, and we just let a Metamorphose go off, and it sort of screws up the whole plan. So just, if you see that blue golem metamorphosing, just stop that. I know you Fizz ranged have some interrupts. So that's pretty much everything. I saw someone was percepting, so thank you. Where did we identify some traps?
The blue room has a trap. The white room does not.
Okay, so blue room does have a trap. So Sidera, you'll need to invuln and pop it and take care of that. And that means we have a trap in one of the 2 northern rooms. Hopefully it's in green, in which case, Juliet, you'll take care of that. Who was our Perceptor? Are you able to run up and percept red room for Vass?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So Vass, hopefully the trap is not in your room. If it is, you just got to kite around that, which sucks. So you'll be able to see it at that point. You're just going to need to be careful because we need your invuln for later. Worst case scenario, if you pop it and die, that's fine. Just call out, and we'll just have another tank pick up the red golem. Or lowercase will kite it forever and just have fun with that. Neo, yes, you are just going to be tanking the little golems that spawn just on the other side of this door. That is your whole job. It is super relaxing and easy. And once we kill all 4 golems, we will end up stacking in the middle of the hallway, AoEing some stuff down, and hoping for no slime memes. For those who are new. Yeah,
I
go.
can make a quick request. I'm gonna bring Green Golem to the door. If I can just get a call out if the trap is in red room before I try running it.
Okay, I disconnected my headset. I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I'm gonna bring Green Golem to the door. If I can just get a quick call out from somebody, let me know if the trap is in red room.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave myself unmuted and call it.
Golem side is pretty easy, unless you are the tank or one of the 2 Isuna-ing pocket healers on the blue golems. But does anyone have any questions? There are no stupid questions, and we have to wait for slimes anyway. So.
For me, pocket healing Vass up near the top. Because I remember like the tiniest bit that I've been in here, there's the line of sight stuff. How much healing am I really going to be needing to do if he's kiting?
So while it's green, you're going to need to heal Vass. Once it turns red, in theory, Vass will not be touched, which means there is no healing. If you don't feel comfortable popping over to green room and DPSing, which is fine, one healer's DPS is not going to be a big deal. You can just stand at the doorway of your room in case Vass for some reason gets hit. But
is it reasonable to throw like a dot on the red while it's going around, or do we not want to touch it?
Once it changes to red, it's fine, but don't put a dot on before then.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
All right, let's do a quick jump and wiggle check. Make sure you don't AFK out in this instance. And let's do one final check of ready checks from D, E, and F. Assuming everyone's ready, thanks for listening to me ramble. Then we will wait. Then we will let Slime Side do the countdown. Vax, it for some reason keeps saying auto that you're not ready, but I assume. All right, I know we have D ready and E is ready. Is our Foxy Lady group ready? There it is. All right. All right, so they are going to count down. They are going to open their door at 0 seconds. We are not. I will open this door at 10 seconds after. So anyone throwing out shields and stuff, that's fine. Just be aware of that. Because we have one big shared countdown across the instance. So Roxy, you'll be going in first. Golem tanks will pick up their shit. DPS will not touch their golems until they're in the rooms. And I'll do a 10-second countdown after this hits 0. Opening in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Roxy, go for it. All right. Golem tanks, bring them to your rooms. Looks like trap is in green. Oh, no, trap is in red. Fast, there you go. Green is clear. All right. Once blue is on the pedestal, go ahead and DPS that blue one down. Healers, Asuna the blue tanks. Asuna now. And blue is dead. Let's move on to white room. When white hits 30%, that is when we are going to pop 2-minute cooldowns. Go ahead and burst that white golem down. Save your lost actions, though. Don't need any of those yet. There we go. Moving on to green room. If you want to toss those hallway tanks of regen while you run by, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Nicely done. And we're going to move on to red. Let's do red, but without any big dots. Do not dot up the red golem. We're just going to slowly DPS this thing down. And we're going to stop at about 25% health. Because we do not want to kill it when it is not yet on the platform. So at 25%, we'll stop DPS. Not quite yet. All right, stop DPS. Fast, bring it to the platform, and then invuln. Let's go ahead and invuln. And kill it now. Burn that red golem. Nicely done. All right, hallway tanks. You can bring your golems to the middle of this hallway. And at that point, we are just going to AoE these things down. White mages, try not to holy, because we might need to interrupt some casts. If you see a demolish going off, hopefully it'll die, but just interrupt that demolish if it's at like 75% of the cast. And now we just wait for slimes and hope that all goes well. If slimes wipe, we're not going to be mad because slimes have a real job and we just get to AFK. Don't use any lost actions. Just build your gauges for 2S. There we go. Look at slime side. All right. I don't think we have anyone dead. Call out if anyone in your alliance is dead. Otherwise, we are teleporting over.
Nice job with that, Jack.
All right. Let's head up to the other voice chat. Thanks, guys. What's going on, slime side?
Everything's fine. It was perfect. No issues at all.
I know. I'm just saying hi. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Oh, Vass, I was saying nice job kiting around the trap. That's not anyone's favorite thing. Does anyone happen to have markers? I can just set them up. But, I love whoever put those up. I'd rather not know. I like an anonymous donor. All right, so I'm not going to explain much. We're just going to call things out as we go. When I call swords, I'm going to be calling numbers. I know there's a couple Lego Steppers ways of doing that. So if I call 2, 4, 3, 1, that means 2 is safe, then 4, then 3, then 1. You're going to want to do small steps because the swords go real fucking fast if this is your first time in Savage. Everything else, I'll just be calling out as we go. And don't worry about raising the dead unless it's a healer. We'll have an LB3 spot. Just step in front of the purple line. I'm not going to do ready checks. But go ahead and eat food. This is a food fun instance.
Do we have a main tank established?
That's a great question. Does anyone want a main tank? If not, I'm just going to assign it to Chuck, and Chuck's a scholar, so this is going to get real interesting.
Oh.
Bass, do you want to try main tanking? All right, look at that. Bass is going to be main tanking. I'm going to mark Bass. And Vass, my suggestion to you is the first shared Buster. just invuln. That way you can be alone.
Other tanks, make sure your stances go up so you're not having aggro wars.
So let's have Vass with tank stance on, everyone else without tank stance on, and everyone's in front of the purple line, or ish. So I'm doing a countdown. Yeah, Vass, you can just invuln the shared buster because it's easier that way.
We've got somebody who's Discord isn't working. Do we want to give them a second?
Oh, that's not ideal. Yeah, we can give him a minute. I don't want to wait, 20 minutes, but that's fine. We're back to 48. Niels, you can hear me now? All right. Here we go then. Vass, I'm doing a countdown because I don't feel like doing a ready check. Tanks, just a reminder, turn off your stance unless your name is Vass. All right, we're going to be starting off with a raid wide. And we're going to go into swords, followed by checkerboard. Swords, followed by checkerboard. Swords are going to be 2, then 1, then 4, then 3. 2, then 1, then 4, then 3. Start on 2. 1, 4, 3 into checkerboard. Look away from the circle, get away from the flower. Look away from circle and get away from flower. And it's going to be a raid wide. Let's get into the middle, in the boss, in the hitbox.
Yeah,
in the boss. In the boss's hitbox. And away from Vass. Get away from the tank. And this is going to be chains. Stack in the middle for chains. And it'll either be knockback or hide. Break the chains and hide. Break them and hide. Hide now. Break and hide. Do not greet this. And back to the middle. We're going to hold our burst. We're going to get into the middle for dashes. These are going to be some Ifrit dashes. And we're going to start at B, and we're going to be going counterclockwise. And it's going to be a knockback. Start moving around. We're going to get knocked back at 2. Knockback. Knock back into this. And a raid wide.
Somebody go boss, please. I'm tanking. Let's start tanking here.
Grabbing it. Recentering.
Stack up. Stack up on 3. Stack up on 3. And this is gonna be sand or brick with some line AoEs. So stack in the middle. Bait these line AoEs. And it's gonna be on brick. Get on the blue stone, on the blue stone, on the blue stone. Now these are going to be earth shakers. If you get an earth shaker, point it away from the party. Everyone else will be at the boss. If you get an earth shaker, away from the party. On the sand. On the sand, earth shakers away. Everyone on the sand. And on the stone, earth shakers away. Get on the stone. And raid wide. Get to the middle for a raid wide. And I believe this is going to either be inner cards or in the hitbox. Inner cards, respect this. Get to the inner cards of the boss and out. Inner card and away. Please respect this. There it is. And get to the middle. We're going to have some Ifrit dashes. These are going to go right into swords. Starting at 1, we're going counterclockwise. Swords are going to be 1, then 3, then 4, then 2. 1 is safe. 1, then 3, then 4, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 2. Look away from the circle and get away from the flower. Look away from circle and get away from flower. And to the middle for chains. After these chains, no, we're fine. Break the chains. And it'll be a raid wide. These are going to be some busters, so get away from the tank, who is Jojo. Get away from Jojo. These are going to be sandstone into swords. Sandstone goes off first. Make sure you respect the sandstone. Swords are going to be 3, then 2, then 1, then 4. 3, 2, 1, 4 on sand, 3, 2, 1, 4 on sand. Then 2, then 1, then 4 on stone at 4. Stone. And stone again. Stone. Be on the stone. Be on the stone. Look away from the circle. Get away from the flower. Look away from circle. And away from the flower. If you died and came up, pop a re-raiser. We're going to get into the middle. And this is a raid wide. And this is going to be swords with either knockback or hide. After these, we can do some healer elves.
Side of the boss, he's cleaving his sides.
Be in the hitbox. In the hitbox. Thank you, Jojo. Now these are going to be swords with a knockback or high. Oh, hold off on those healer LBs. Safe spots are going to be 3, then A, knock back into a barricade now. 3, then A, then blank, then 2. Knock back into a barricade, and then it's 3A, blank, 2. 3, then A, then blank, then 2. Look, break the chains. Make sure you break the chains. Now we can heal our LB. This is a raid wide.
I'm gonna pop Lost Sacrifice for our group.
On stone, knock back into a barricade, be on the stone. Be on the stone. Sorry, I'm not used to seeing this far, but that's all right. What do we got now?
Mercies.
Oh, we're getting some swords. All right. Safe spots are going to be 1, then C, break the chains, then 4, then blank. 1C, 4 blank. 1C, 4 blank. 1C, 4, and then the blank spot. Hide behind the barricade. Hide behind this barricade at blank. Hide. And we're gonna get into the middle. And I believe away from JoJo.
Bowling. Burn down the boss friends.
Enrage in 16.
And let's get some max DPS on the boss. Look at that. I apologize to everyone that I killed.
Those were really good callouts overall. Like I think the
I
only
know what
thing
I killed them on.
yeah. I think the only thing I had was that first Ifrit charge. You said 2. You should have said 3.
Yeah, I was under the impression we went one further because I had sprint up, and that's 100% my fault. So, Lego Stepper protocol for rezzing, by the way, is healers stand on preferably another healer, and while you're rezzing them, just so we don't have duplicate rezzes. Let's start with the healers first. No need to move on until we get everyone up. Don't want anyone to miss out on the fun that we're having.
I also wanted to give a kudos to whoever killed themselves for A. Like that is the correct thing. Like both your healers are dead. One of the tanks killed themselves to get your healers up for an LB3 because it's
Yeah,
just
they didn't
free.
even die. because- right?
Yeah. But that was the correct thing. You should keep that habit.
You're welcome. And that's the only lost sacrifice I brought, so...
Yeah,
Well, I
forgot.
apologize for the miscall there early on different
That's all
dashes,
good. Good.
but as we go, I will get more practice and I will
Yeah.
screw up a little bit less, so that's fine.
I think overall, like though, that was really good. It was also really quick, which is good.
This was the one that I really practiced on getting the calls out early, because I
Yeah.
know this was the real problematic one the last time I did it. So. And then no healer needs to burn, every lost arise. If you go through a stack of 5 and they don't get up, you can take a step back and let another healer try, and then we'll work our way through so that nobody misses out. Make sure to grab your chest, by the way. These are personal chests. And I believe everyone is alive now. Party leaders, you can yell at me if that's wrong. Otherwise, open your chest, watch these traps, and let us move on. Duelist. Oh, Viconia, you know what you're doing. If you are in Viconia's alliance and they ask you to do stuff to help buff them, please listen to them.
I could use a bravery from Paris if that's cool.
Please. Yeah, if you have a bravery for Viconia Paris. Oh, Paris is coming back. All right. We're gonna wish Viconia the best during the duel. Viconia, do you need someone to call it for you or no?
No, I should be good.
I figured, but you never know. All right. In that case, Dahu,
Hold on.
as Atma says, is a baby boss. Are you a baby? We're not going to talk about much. The only thing to know is if you get a number over your head, just like if you've ever done Diamond Weapon, and you get the little pips over your head. 4 people, there's going to be a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. If you get a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4, make sure to run out to those markers. See how we have 1, 2, 3, 4 up. And you're going to go stand on a lion. Everything else in this it's a lot of quick AoEs. I'm probably going to not call them early enough, but it's pretty similar to normal mode. and we're going to be sending flare tanks later are going to get knocked south to the 2 safe spots. Everyone else will get knocked north. Vast, do you want to go back to main tanking? Because I killed you earlier, so my apologies. And Jojo can be your backup. Yeah. So
I'm
I like to
sorry,
see.
did you mention the numbers?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I blanked out during that part.
You know what? Usually when I talk, my wife blacks out anyway, so it's fine. Vast, we don't have a countdown for you because we're waiting because Vicaria went.
Combat.
Yeah, you are good to pull whenever, Vast. And we are going to get some AoEs. These are some puddles, I believe, we're starting off with.
It doesn't happen in Rage, right?
No, dodge these puddles. Please respect the puddles. The puddles are fun times for all. And these are going to be charges. Don't be in front of him. He is charging. And second charge. Don't be where he's looking. Second charge. And on his sides. I see we have a DC. That's fine. On his sides. And we'll bring him back to the middle. Are these side swipes, I believe?
Dodge the lines first, and then numbers, and then dodge slides.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Numbers are going to be coming out soon. If you get a 1, they are out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Run to those markers. Go stand on a lion. If you're not at the right one, that's fine. Just spread out and stand on a lion. And side cleaves are going to be coming out. Dodge into it, just like normal mode. Dodge into it. And this is going to be a knockback. Make sure you get knocked into one of our safe spots. We have a couple. Knock into a safe spot. You can gap close and cheese this. These are going to be a fire breath. There are 5 of them. 1, 2, 3 casters, you can stand still. 4 and 5. And this is Protect the President. Vass is just going to get a bunch of ads. We're just going to AoE those ads down. DPS, go ahead and AoE those ads. If I didn't say it earlier, save your lost actions. We don't need lost actions on this guy. He's a pushover. I probably should have said it earlier, but you know what? I'm just bad. That's fine. AoE these guys down. We're gonna get a, I believe, some more lions. Let's say yeah. There's the lions. We're gonna get a lot of lion AoEs. Make sure to dodge these end puddles. Dodge those circles. Dodge the lines and dodge into this, just like normal mode. And numbers are going to be going out 1, 2, 3, 4 to the lions and stand on a lion at that marker. Please make sure you are out. Stand on a lion. Tanks are going to be getting knocked south if you have a flare. Everyone else got knocked north. Tanks south if you have a flare. Everyone else north. Oh, I believe we ate a flare. That's okay. That's all right. We'll heal some people up. Fire breaths. Again, we're going to get 5 of these. Rotate. 1, 2, 3. You can stay here. And 4 and 5. Let's burn him down. These are going to be left, right. Left, right cleaves. Get ready for him. Make sure to dodge into it. There you go. Alright, and I believe we did have some people die to the tank flare that went north, but that's alright. We are not judging. Make sure to grab your personal chest. And let's res the dead before we move on. We don't want to leave anybody behind.
Yeah, sadly our healer DC'd and got killed.
Oh, well that's...
I'm on my way back. It's loading right now.
Okay.
Oh man.
I can't believe that happened.
I kept you alive until you disconnected. I was hoping you'd come back alive.
No, if you DC, you always die if you DC it here.
Yeah, DCs come back dead every time.
However, thankfully, you weren't DC'd for long, because if we teleport and leave you behind, then it's no bueno for you. So, but that's fine. You're here.
It doesn't want to res.
Yeah, that will happen.
Yo, do you even want to get up?
All right. Oh, I was gonna say when you.
I got one more.
Yeah, I think we're at 15 on him at least.
Jesus
or so
Christ.
them.
Oh, we have 2 people dead that we're burning through, but well, that's
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm down to my last lost or rise.
If you are down to your last, just hold it. And then I assume some of the things are outside.
I actually do have quite a few more. I don't know what everyone else's are like. I'll take another crack.
Neo, I don't mean to judge you, but we're all looking at you right now.
Jesus Christ.
Fine. Neo just wanted some attention. We're not gonna make him feel bad. Hey, look at that.
Hey.
There it is.
Was anyone keeping track?
Oh
I'm
god.
pretty sure it was at 27, but I'm not positive.
don't
My
make me
goodness,
cry.
dude.
All right. I believe we have traps here,
No, there's no traps.
No, there's
not,
no
not until after Phantom.
and that's what I was saying, JoJo, was that there's no traps here. Thankfully, I was streaming, so we can go back and check that, but we'll just assume that I'm right.
Be a food check coming up.
So as the host of Phantom, I do get to make the call if we are going. Or no, this isn't even Phantom.
This is guard.
When you said Phantom, I immediately said think about it. All right. This is our robot buddies.
This is the hard part.
All right. This is the first time I've had to. Oh, I was about to do that. No, if you have some markers, go for it. All right. We are gonna need some tanks. If we can get 4 tanks on the 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone with shell, go ahead and start shelling anyone who needs it, just while we explain some things. But we are gonna need 4 tanks. If I can get a tank on the number 1 marker as well. All right. And do we have 2 volunteers for main tanking the fight of these tanks? Jojo, do you want to take one of them?
Yeah.
Any other tank volunteer for the main? Shen, is that you? Are you offering for the rest of the fight, or are you just jumping because you like to do that? Yeah, all right, Shen. So Jojo, you can take west, and Shen can take east. Or are A and B specific for turrets?
It depends on how you're organizing this. You're the host, so
Alright.
there's like 20 different ways of doing this.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. Typhon, you're gonna be a turret tank. So Typhon, I'm moving you to A, so that Jojo can tank these. There we go. All right. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're gonna pick up your robots and just stand in the middle. You're gonna shield lob them like 50 times so that Viconia doesn't die from aggro. And the 4 of you are gonna have tank stance on now, and you will make sure to keep your robots A and B, you guys are going to be turret tanks for much later in the fight, so you actually don't need tank stance on for right now. But I will call out when you guys need to prepare. We're just going to stack in the middle. We're going to AoE the robots down, and then we're going to start doing all the other stuff. I'm not going to explain most of it for now. The big one is healers. We need to have Steel Sting and Spell Forge. We are going to need to slot that in. So if you, when you are doing one of those, whatever you were assigned to at the beginning after your healer discussion, go ahead and slot in Steel Sting or Spell Forge. You don't need to cast it yet. The way it works is it's going to turn all damage into a certain damage type. We are going to need Steel Sting on all casters. We're going to need Spell Forge on all physical, and then some jobs are going to need both. Those jobs are, let's see, Paladin, Red Mage, Bard, and I believe Dark Knight.
Paladin, Red Mage, Ninjas, and I think that's the 4. Yes, technically Bards, but I'm so sorry. Your DPS literally, like, it's so small that it doesn't even matter.
All right, that's fair. And Ninja. They are going to need both. Otherwise, you'll be doing Steel Sting on even healers and Spell Forge on even tanks, especially tanks. We're going to do those during the countdown. At like 15 seconds on the countdown is when we'll do those on everyone in your party that needs it. And then I will be calling whether or not during the fight we need to click those off. So I'll say click off yellow, and that means click off the Steel Sting buff, or click off purple. Just do not click off your pure essence. Please be careful when you're clicking off. There are macros. If someone can post the details in Discord, I would appreciate that. You can use a macro to click off certain spell buffs. You're welcome to do that. I just manually click it off, and I'm just careful with it. Dispellers, can I get 2 volunteer? I mean, maybe 1, but probably 2 dispellers over where Maims is jumping right now. Anyone that has a spare dispel and would like to contribute. Oh, heals is my buddy. Heals. Worst case, I can always slot it in later. Heals, you don't need dispel slotted in quite yet. If you already have it, that's fine. But, I'll call out when you need it. And worst case, I can always add a dispel. And can we get reflectors? I want to put up a marker. I just want to make sure we should have 6 reflectors, 1 from each alliance. If you can just post in Yell chat, reflect, and then what alliance letter you are. I just want to make sure that you guys are ready for it. Again, you don't need that slotted in yet. If you have it already, great. I will give you some notice of when you need to slot that in. And I'm going to look for the picture for golems.
Or reflect orbs, you mean?
That's for robots. I always call this golems, yeah.
Okay. I got you.
I'm not going to bother posting the very confusing.
I posted the reflector positions for anyone that's new.
So this is the arena. I know we have some new healers. If you are reflecting, it is like A1. If you're the Alliance A reflector, you're going to be standing at the orb at A, and you're going to cast Reflect, and you will reflect the damage of these orbs back at themselves because they have little AoEs, and it'll kill the orb, and then you'll run to the second one. So you'd be then at A2 and have your Reflect kill that one. If you have any questions about that, that's great. Otherwise, that's pretty much all we really need to talk about for most of this fight.
So one quick thing. I'm not sure how you were intending to do orbs, but I just put numbers on me, Sidera, Shen, and Roxy. So I imagine that you want Jojo and Sidera to handle the north orbs, and then Shen and Foxy Roxy to just handle the south orbs. I'm sorry, Roxy. I'm just gonna keep on saying Foxy Roxy.
So, having never tanked it, I completely forgot about the tanking of the orbs.
That's completely fine. Okay.
That's good call.
Cool. And then Jojo, you said I handle the west ads, and then Shen will handle east.
Yeah.
Cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, in the event that we have one of the tanks die, Sidera, you can go ahead and pick up like during the rest of the fight. Otherwise, it'll be Jojo and Shen taking the first of the. Those are the auras, right? The aura spheres.
It's the aura spheres and then also the ads. So again, Jojo is gonna handle the knight and soldier when it comes to those phases. Shen will handle gunner and warrior when it comes to those phases. The numbers is purely there to be like here, north aura sphere and then south aura spheres.
All right, and I'm just gonna scroll up to make sure we had all the reflects. I see an A, C, E, D, B, and F. All right, perfect. We have all of the reflects. All right. In that case, I'm gonna do a countdown. We're gonna see how this goes, and at about 15 seconds on the countdown, that's when we can start doing steel stings and spell forges. Now we should probably do a ready check. I'm not that crazy. Let's do a ready check just because I'm new to hosting and I don't want to murder everyone. I almost did that earlier. I see A, C, D, E. I get an F and a B. There's a beans. Love it. We have a Foxy Foxtrot alliance ready. There it is. All right. Wait. Oh yeah, there's beans. Okay.
Yep,
now I'm doing a countdown. The 4 tanks on the robots will pull at 1. Everyone else will pull at 0, please, just to make sure you don't rip them off. And Viconia, I wish you luck in not dying. All right, we're gonna AoE these ads down, and we are gonna get some raid wides. Raid wide number 1 coming out. Raid wide number 2 will be incoming in 5. Keep burning these guys down. Last one is disappearing. All right, warrior to the wall, then knight to the center. Warrior to the wall first, warrior to the wall now, and then knight to the center. And make sure we have remove purple. Make sure we have steel sting on anyone that needs it. Apply steel sting and remove spell forge. Remove spell forge, apply steel sting. And we are going to be getting bombs. And we're going to be away from the knight. If you have a tether, go to a small bomb. No tether to big. Tethers to small, no tethers to big. Don't be in line with the knight on the edge of the arena. If you fall first from the bombs, then move into where an explosion just happened. If you just fell, move into an explosion. And dispel the warrior, please. We need to dispel on the warrior, and a raid wide will be coming out. All right, we are going to get some tethers soon. Tethers will go to wind, no tethers to lightning. Tethers to wind, and no tethers to lightning. That'll make sense in a second. Tethers to wind, no tethers to lightning. Tethers to wind, no tethers to lightning. And then get ready, we're gonna run towards the knight. Run to the knight.
No,
and be towards the 4. Oh, is it out? It's out, sorry.
Oh, that call was correct though.
Dispel the warrior. Dispel warrior. And we're gonna get some busters, I believe, some tank busters. We're gonna check for Steel Forge and Spell Sting again in a second. Remove the yellow, apply Spell Forge. It's probably gone. Make sure you remove Steel Sting. If you have Spell Forge, make sure you apply it. Tanks are priority. Make sure Spellforge is on it. Tanks, if you need it, please call it.
Spellforge is there in this part.
And this is a knockback. Tethers to big, no tethers to small. Knockback from the knight. Oh, knight's dead. All right, tethers to big, no tethers to small. Tethers to big, no tethers to small. Move into an explosion if you just dropped. And burn the... No, they're at about... Dispel the warrior.
You can burn them.
Alright, and kill the knight. And we are going to be moving... slot in Reflect if you're a healer. And if a healer is dead, just make sure we have a backup or yell it out.
I'm dead.
Alright, so soldier to wall, gunner to the middle. We are going to watch the small frogs are going to be jumping. We're going to be heading north. Make sure you point your opening towards the middle. Point your opening to the middle first. Point your opening.
My bad.
And then point it towards the middle. Now point it at a gunner. Point it at the sides. On
Any
the
tanks
side.
down for soldier. Please move the knight, the soldiers to the wall. Move the soldiers to the wall as soon as possible. Any tank, literally any tank. The tank that has it right now is probably gonna die. Literally any other tank, move that soldier to the wall. Thank you.
And raid wide.
Thank you so much for correcting my mistake. I fucked up. Oh shit. Okay. Gonna be turret tanks coming up. Turret tanks, get ready. Healers just heal through everything. Healer LB3 should be coming up eventually after this.
Explain to tank B since you have a tank today.
I'm down.
If you
Any
have
tank?
any tank pick up the turrets. And there will be an invuln at some point coming up.
Oh, the sniper shot right now. Invuln the sniper shot right now.
Got it.
And
If I
raid
have-
Y.
You have no healer for ours.
Then probably die.
Burn the turrets, please. Burn the turrets. And move. Keep moving. Keep moving. Jump, jump.
Alliance Seed's about to die. Alliance Seed's about to die.
That's fine.
And these are clones, I believe.
Yes, clone swords. Clone
Clones.
swords.
All right. So we're gonna follow the untethered ones. Heading to the north. Oh, I jumped again. There we go. Head to the north. Point it towards the middle. Point your opening to the middle, and then to the turret after. Point it to the middle. Now point it to the side. If we haven't healer LB3, we might as well do it now, because I know we have a ton of people down.
Tanks, if you need to kill yourselves to get your healers up, please kill yourselves. Thank you.
Entirety.
If anyone is able to get C healers as well.
I am
Either Seijun or
sacrificing you,
Genevieve.
Seiji.
Oh,
Seiji,
thank
you're
you.
up. You're welcome.
Oh, I should have waited. Fuck.
Yeah, you were just a second off. It's okay.
These are oh no. These are just like normal. Dodge these. Stop everything. Hands off keyboard. No auto attacks. No nothing. And you're good. This is a raid wide.
Thanks.
Was A able to get up?
Rage.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I am sorry, guys. That's 100% on me.
No, I fucked you guys over too. Like, I moved the guy too soon and killed myself trying to relocate him. Also, we completely forgot about the markers.
Yeah, I realized that when I went to call move to, and I looked and there were no markers. And I was like, no.
I was like, oh yeah, we can call frogs. I was like, oh no.
Can you, if we are going back in, can you just explain real fast what we're supposed to do with those tethers? Because I was getting hit every time when I was going to
which tethers? Which tethers?
For the big bomb, little bombs.
Okay, so the way the tethers work is that it's like normal mode where the tethers will inverse what's gonna happen. So the one difference here is that you can get tethered as well. So that's why if a big bomb is getting tethered and you are tethered, you're gonna go to a big bomb because you will both float up like correctly, if that makes sense. So like the big bomb will float small and then you'll float big, and then vice versa. Like if you're not tethered, you're gonna
If you think of lightning as gravity, it's a lot more simple to common sense it.
Yes, that's true. If you think of lightning as gravity.
You either go up with wind or down with thunder, and you can get inverted, and then the bombs have their own circumstances.
So if it's called that tethered is going to small, then that means that we go to the small?
If you are tethered, yeah. So the way all callers have done this is we will call it based on if you have a tether versus you not have a tether.
Okay, because that's what happened, but I still got hit by something. So that's what I was trying to figure out.
You either went to the wrong spot or you didn't move into a correct, like if you fell down first, you might have not moved into a bomb area.
Okay.
Main, this is your run, by the way. I don't know if you want to go again.
Yeah, so I will, if you don't want to stick around, feel free to drop. I'll do a ready check and we'll see how many people we still have. If we have most of the people, we can go back in. If we don't, that's fine.
I think one other thing is that some people are saying you did the wrong call for night. You did it correctly. You always want to go to the night first, and then you move out. The reason why you do that is because I've called it like stay out of the night, and I've seen people run around the entire fucking arena, and they'll get clipped by a nail, like by a quarter mechanic. So you did that correctly. You always go into the night, and then you either run out of it or stay in.
You might also just try doing max melee as a call, because I think that is still like out of the sword AoE, instead of being like actually in its hitbox when you call in.
I think I'm gonna leave for now. I want to do some PvP tonight. Thank you though.
That's fair. Thanks for coming.
Good luck in ranked PvP.
May be difficult to fill only because we currently have.
Is there another run?
Yes.
Oh, there is another. But they're probably in.
They are currently in. Yeah.
We can probably steal people. Miori can come. Miori can be the double perceptor. I think the only other feedback I have is you should be able to call out sooner based on the sword or shield mechanic. I think you did it for shield pretty quickly, but then I think sword was a little bit delayed, but not too much. So that's just me nitpicking. Sorry.
No, it's not a nitpick. I need the. I could absolutely use the feedback.
Yeah. And by the way, the way that we fucked up, I moved in before reading went out. So if any new tank ever tries to do the guards, what happens during the fire frogs is you always want to stay where you are if you are a main tank, and wait until reading goes out first and then move. So even though you really want to move to get to the safe spot, you gotta stay a little bit. Because I fudged us over. I'm so sorry.
And I guess on that, so when we have the open part and turn us to face it towards the center and then towards its turret right after that. So does it matter which turret we aim it at?
Nope.
Like, do we need to walk in and actually get hit by that turret?
You don't need to get hit by it, yes, but you just want to make sure you're not in two turrets. So the left side and right side are offset from each other. So you always want to make sure you're in line with one. I've seen people stand between both of them. That's the only time where you'll be like, hey, you're in a bad spot.
The easy way to remember that is to center yourself on the turret you point at, because the AoEs overlap.
Yeah. You want to show your hole to its nipple.
From the center of its lane.
Yeah.
Alright. I wish I could stay for another more with you guys, but I got work in like 5 to 6 hours, so.
No, that's fair. Thank you for coming.
I'll catch you next time. Bye.
I think we should be able to feel pretty quickly, because it's not that many tanks and healer spots, and every DPS always wants to join. I'm so sorry, Maim. I still feel really bad.
No, I 100% need the practice.
The calls were really clear though.
Yeah, they were good.
It was definitely easy to follow.
I just feel bad about killing people because that's, you know.
That's what makes a good host caller. And then eventually you just start being like, how many people can I kill now? That's when you get sadistic and be like Jojo and be like,
I would like to get to the point where I'm hosting once a week, because I love doing this. I mean, I did 4 runs in a week. Yeah, I think I did 3 in a 24-hour period. So
I'm assuming that was on a Saturday.
No, that was late night Wednesday, early Thursday, evening Thursday. One of them was yours, Jojo.
Oh.
I'm wondering if the password's posted anywhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it now.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know if it's even worth putting up a password.
Me? It's been a leave it, so you might want to repeat the party finder.
One thing that I have learned is you're not supposed to say sorry mid fight. Just like, people died, move on. Say sorry at the end. That's what 5 taught me when I was learning to do callouts. Oh wow, there's a surprising amount of people in the other, because they got a full group.
Hey, look at that, Miori's here.
You may want to do an everyone ping, but I'll leave that up to you, how you want to do it.
Yeah, I always hate pinging everyone, but
I hate it too, but like when you need reinforcements like this, I would always ping in general. Just don't do what, sorry, I'm gonna throw someone else under the bus. Don't do what Manway does, where he pings everyone within like a 10-minute period. I'm like, bro, like this is fucking annoying me now.
Well, that's why I hate doing it, because sometimes it's excessive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna adjust the party finder.
See if anyone in DRG3 wants to come. It's another group where I run reclears. It's about. So I got hit by an Earthshaker this past weekend. So it's 1 month before I'll host in Lego Steppers ever again.
I remember your threats every
That's
time.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not hosting if I get hit with an Earthshaker.
So what happens if you get killed by an Earthshaker?
Dude, I would just fucking leave Lego Steppers at that point.
I almost got killed the other day when I was in a run. I got hit by the first one because someone clipped me with it, And then I saw the next one just swinging right through me, and I was like, am I gonna be okay?
Oh, man.
And so far, the best thing to come out of this is someone watching the stream clipped my "Hey, where do I queue for Savage?" And saved that and posted it for the FC. Yeah, so that's great. This is a good time.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
I should share to you when I realized I wasn't a tank in the reef that we did on Saturday. Oh, that was quite embarrassing.
What did you just start tanking?
No, because we needed to fill healer, and so that said, for me, I'm so used to being a tank, and like TA, the first mechanic you do is a stack buster. The funny part was that like I basically asked Kaguya to just start timer, and I basically told everyone to not meme anymore, and then turns out I was the one that was memeing. God damn it.
Tanks up in front. Oh, okay.
It was terrible. Terrible.
Alright, we'll give this some time. Looks like it's slowly filling. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Just gonna drink my sorrows away. I mean, eat pistachios.
Oh, so we're gonna have a drunk caller. That's awesome.
No.
Dude, drunk callers are the best.
No, I feel like everyone needs to be drunk, and it needs to be a reclear if I'm gonna do that. Because it's gonna get ugly.
Did we post the Lala DRS run yet? Oh, we haven't. Oh, we're still working on it. Okay, never mind.
Wait, did that go off? I thought I had seen it, and then...
Which thing?
The Lala one.
Yeah, if it's not there right now, that means that we're probably overflow. I know we had a lot more Lalas. Sign up. Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, it got moved to static RSVP, that's why.
Yeah. We are gonna do pajama glamour. And we're gonna align everyone by alliance. So whoever's in my alliance, we're gonna go either blue or bright fucking pink. It'll be great.
Color coordinated alliance pajamas. I love it.
And only Lalas. This is like a giant ass children's sleepover.
Way more hardcore than any sleepover I ever went to.
Damn straight. Three more bodies. Out of curiosity, does anyone have any questions that we can answer while we wait?
Can I substitute Banner of Noble Ends for Honored Sacrifice as a tank?
Yeah, no. I think as a tank, it's actually better to do Honored Sac. Noble Ends can be sketchy because if you use it at the wrong time, like after a raid wide, you're just like, I regret all my life. But Banner of Honored Sac like ticks like barely anything as a tank.
Well, with your Pure Essence, doesn't the drain go away?
As a tank, no. It only does that for melee jobs. Every pure has a special interaction, and the tank one is more about lost sack and giving you a chance to not get doomed.
Ah, right.
Yeah. So depending on what tank you are, Banner of Honored Sack plus Lost Font of Power, or if you're a warrior, Lost Sack Slash. And then you can also Blood Rage meme if you want to. Good old Blood Rage memes.
So I'm down to 11 honor sacrifices, and I'm like, I don't know if I need to get other ones.
Depends on how far your runs go. Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Wait, Blood Rage is
This is Zadnor.
Hmm?
Blood Rage is like a Zadnor skill, but it's good. So the way you would meme Blood Rage is you pop a Blood Rage, then you pop another Blood Rage to then make your Blood Rage go on like faster cooldown, and then you can basically keep Blood Rage on all the way through a fight, which is kind of amazing.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So when you're on the fight with the temperature gauges, and you're like all the way on the side, and then it has the different arrows, like the 1 cold, 2 cold. So like on normal, it shows like the line where they're gonna go, but I noticed in Savage it doesn't. Right?
Correct.
Yes.
So there's
So how
two
do you-
ways. Yeah,
Yeah, and the
there's
main,
two big
so-
ways to tell that. The first one is you can use there's a diagram that always gets posted when we get to that boss of hopefully the caller calls either normal or inverted, or left side higher, right side higher, and it basically, the diagram shows you, oh, okay, my arrow is the middle one at the top. That means I need to stand all the way over here on the right. If you don't want to use the diagram, I find it much easier to not use it.
I am looking at it, but it looks confusing.
So it's basically, if you're looking at that diagram, it's the arrows are at the top in just whatever order they're in, and the same numbers at the bottom. That's where the arrow ends up. But if you want, the other way to tell is every time the arrow can turn, it does. So it's always going to head towards us, but every opportunity to turn, it turns. So you can actually just trace the arrow coming down the lane, and at every single branch on that ladder, it's going to turn 90 degrees and then keep coming.
Oh, okay, so boom, boom, maybe there.
There's only two sort of sets of them. It sort of becomes easier to do once you see it a couple times. But TA admittedly is where the first time you see it, it is very common to die a lot, just a lot. There's enough mechanics that are hard to talk about, but very easy once you see it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been in there before, and I've seen it. It's just, it hasn't stuck yet.
The one that I hate is having to balance where to get hit versus
Yeah,
the
for
safe
the
spot
3
one.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's tough too.
I'm sorry, are you talking about the swords?
You know how you have to get hit by one of the, either 1 or 2 versus, not the swords like the sides, but they'll be like in a square, and you have to stand in the safe spot or go get hit by one or the other.
Yes. So for a while, I thought you stand in the safe spot, and the rule is always, if you need to get hit, you need to be adjacent to that safe spot. You move one space. You do not go diagonal. I always thought you stepped one space toward the person with the sword that's cleaving. That's what I thought, like the first run or two that I did. And I kept dying, and I couldn't understand it. What you have to do is, let's say you need to get hit with one fire. You look for the clone that's holding the one fire sword, and you see which direction they're cleaving in. And you step one direction towards where they're cleaving. So if the clone is south of me and it's cleaving to the west, I just step one space west. It doesn't matter that the clone is south of me. I'm stepping one space west, and guaranteed I am only getting hit by that one fire.
Gotcha.
It sounds like a lot, but again, swords I actually find the easiest of the mechanics in there now that I've seen it enough, because you have a decent amount of time to stand in the safe spot and then look for the clone and then move one space. Plus, there's no DPS because the boss is gone during that period. So. We need one healer. Also, don't feel bad about any deaths that happen or even any wipes that happen. Sometimes you'll get in a group and you'll go through and kill Queen with, and it's easy. And then sometimes you get into a group and you wipe on the first boss and then it doesn't go anywhere. It happens. It's nobody's fault. I'll take blame. That's fine. It's my fault. But don't ever feel bad, and please don't get discouraged about coming to more Lego Steppers runs. I would say there's easily probably at least three groups a week that get it clear. So I hope no one is discouraged that we wiped. And we might wipe again. Who knows? I hope not, but it happens.
Progress.
Her dag.
Yeah. Let's see if Popo might be alive. Oh, never mind.
Oh, look at that. Alright, we're gonna try to do this one quick. I am gonna just double check party leads and all that. I don't want to go through a whole rigmarole. But we lost enough people that I just want to double check here. Let's see. Chuck is still here. Jojo. I think we need an Alliance C leader. If anyone would like to volunteer. Yeah, Veriz. I know it. I'm scrolling over names and it's like, they're going to do this. Let's see. Vass is still here. I'm sure Lowercase is still here. And we still have Roxy Foxy. Alright. If anybody wants to duel, you're welcome to call it out. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it as Viconia.
My game's crashed, so I'll be back in just a second.
Oh, that's good. Do we still have Momo and Sweatiest on Rens?
Yeah, I still got one. I got Ren 2 going still.
Even better. You're the one talking. Perfect. All right. I wasn't sure. Obviously, I don't know everybody's names. I'll get there one of these days. All 2,800 people on the server. So.
200 people did.
Do we still have a car in for Banish? I'm not sure. I don't see. I'm trying to scroll through everybody's name.
I think Karen left. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need a new Banish. If someone would like to volunteer to bring Banish for Phantom, that would be awesome. And then I think that is the only thing. I think then we're just waiting for Sweatiest to log back in. And then we're going to pop right in there. Oh, Hatchford, if you would like to volunteer for some Banish fun times, that would be awesome. Did we end up getting a volunteer for Duelist?
I think Biko.
Again? Okay. Hatchford is going to be our Banish, and Viconia Monkmaster is going to be Duelist again. All right. I am just going to toss this right in, just so that we can get going, since it's a little late. And I'm going to go to the correct person. I do think we still need 2 more invoices, though.
Probably actually 3, because I see that Lily is Lily actually here, or are they spectating?
I mean, it's just going to be a lot of judgment. For those who don't know, Liliana, they're not helpful at all. They definitely didn't sit with me. Coach me through in voice chat for quite a while. All right, I'm going to toss out a ready check to see if people are good. All right, everybody's ready. Alliance leaders, while we're going in, if you could just double check anyone that might be missing from Discord, that would be awesome. Wait, we currently have 48, but I don't know that that's accurate because I think we still have a spectator. So, Alliance leads, if you can just double check that once we pop in here. No lengthy spiel, same as last time. Don't teleport. Go ahead and take care of your cash. And then once everyone's ready, we'll get going. Oh, thank you. All right, make sure, party leaders, make sure you have all 8 of your people in voice. Make sure that healers have had the healer discussion. Tanks have had the tank discussion. Make sure everyone's got their pure essences. And then once you see your alliance not standing at the cache, go ahead and do a ready check and just put in Yell chat what alliance letter is ready. And hopefully this can be quick. Yeah, we'll have to do at least a little bit of explanation for, I think going side will be easier, depending on how many tanks we've swapped.
A quick note, there are 2 groups going, so when you do go into the Golem voice chat, don't scroll all the way down into group 2's Golem chat while they're going, because they're split right now.
She's offline.
For those who haven't gotten sick of my voice already, I'm definitely going to be running many a DR this week and this weekend. My daughter spent the night at my parents' house, so I'm going to be getting into every DR Savage that I can. So you might hear me.
Never get sick of your voice.
You might hear me calling anyway, even if I'm not hosting. If the host is all right with it. All right, so we have D and E and B. So we have Delta, Echo, and Beans. We still have a DC, it looks like.
Yeah, my God, just got a DC.
We are waiting on their C. Okay. That is everyone except for Alpha. So we'll wait for the DC.
Mr. Hatchford, please update your name to whatever you are. You are the additional BDPS that is kicking you out of the family. Getting this on by B.
There's a 200 Q.
Tell me what that means. So first, I hope you read the requirements to participate, because I will literally point you there and be like, read through the top section. I'm just gonna tell you how to do the names. Thank you. I'm too lazy to explain this right now.
If you don't know how to change it, though, you can click on the server name at the top. That's where you get the change nickname option. All right, who's our lucky DC and A? Are they?
I'm back.
All right, everybody in Alpha, good to go-ish. Party leads, you guys checked Pures, so I would like to get back with a little less mistakes this time. All right, everybody, party leads have all reported ready, so we're gonna trust them. We're gonna teleport down, and D, E, and F. Reminder: nobody touch a door. Do not open a door. But D, E, and F, go ahead and after you teleport, hop down into the other voice chat. See you guys down there.
Bye, Golden Gang. I'll miss you.
Sorry, Jojo, you might have to explain some slides again.
I know.
Hopefully less, but
I'm deeply aware of this torture. Alright, maggots. Let's get you guys started. A, can you guys form light parties? B, I think we got a new person, so if you were in a spot beforehand, just stay in your spot and I'll assign people later. C, form light parties. Cool. Alright. So let's move bodies around. Coco's in a good spot. Liviana's in a good spot. Taurus in a good spot. Damien Bloodrose. That's edgy up there.
We have 23 out of 24. Just want to make sure we're not missing anybody. Clearly we are. Okay. We're missing someone from Alliance F in voice. Who is the other tank besides Foxy Roxy? I think that is who we are missing. All right. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to do this then. So we're just gonna see how this goes. All right. Can I get a tank on blue golem here? Maims jumping. Just need a tank on blue golem. Hey, thank you, Barra. All right, can I get a healer in Barra's group to go with them? We got tanks. All right, I need a north hallway tank. One of the people not currently. Oh, it's Foxy Roxy. All right, Roxy, I know you know what to do for hallway. Barra, I believe you have not done this before. I'm checking now. Oh, you've cleared. All right, I'm not explaining golems to you then. I mean, unless you want me to. For all the DPS, we're gonna kill in the order of blue room, then green room, or blue room, then white room, then green room, and then red room. Do not touch these golems until the tanks get them into their rooms. I'll call anything else you need to know. Pocket healers, just in case you were not here last time. Make sure to keep your tanks alive. You don't even have to go into the room. You can just stand in the doorway. Make sure to dispel the two people that are currently on blue golems. The tanks are going to get targeted with a tank buster. It is a sort of telegraphed AoE on the ground. As soon as it hits, they need to be Asuna. You need to Asuna the tank. They are going to have a bleed that just hits them for an absurd amount. The actual tank buster doesn't hit overly hard, but the bleed does. What are we looking like on traps?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't percepting. Hold on. Let me check.
That's why you're my favorite one. And that's the... I don't say that lightly. I love mine.
One white room, none blue room.
Okay. So, what is that? Shen, just be aware, you gotta have that fun time. And we have none in blue room, which means, once again, Vass and whoever our green golem tank is, just be aware. Do you mind doing another percept when we get up there, Viconia, for red room?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions if they don't know what they're doing? Because that was a very short explanation since we did this. Yeah, Viconia, thank you for doing the percepts. There are no stupid questions, so if you're unsure of what your role is, please let me know. All right, I'm gonna take that as everything's working. So, party leads. Can I get some ready checks? And we'll just wait on Slimes. Slimes has to explain way more than we do, so. Also, can I get a wiggle check? Make sure no one DCs. DE, is Foxtrot good? Before I let them know. Yeah, there it is. All right. All right, there's going to be a countdown. We're ignoring that countdown. We're going to pull 10 seconds after the countdown. I'll do a lovely countdown just for us. All right, so DPS, you get to chill for a sec while Foxy Roxy takes care of some traps, and the golem tanks just pick up their stuff. But I'll be opening the door 10 seconds afterwards, and we're gonna go into smooth jazz hour for tonight. That's right. You can get excited, Sadie. It's all right.
Oh, you know I do.
I am going to open the door in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, golem tanks, pick up your golems and feel free to bring them into your respective rooms. DPS, you can go ahead and start on the blue golem. That's where we're beginning this fun. Get ready to Asuna those blue tanks, blue and white. Go ahead and Asuna those tanks now. I need an Asuna on Shen. There we go. Good. All right, and we're moving on to white, blue golem. There it is. It's white now. We're gonna kill that white golem. At 30% is when we pop our 2-minute cooldowns. Go ahead and pop those 2-minute cooldowns. Burn the white. And we're gonna head up to green room. Feel free to throw a regen on those hallway tanks. We always appreciate it. And when we move to the red room, we're gonna go slow and steady on that red golem we're gonna not even do any dots. Last time we finished pretty early, so we're just gonna do some nice relaxing DPS and we'll stop at 25%. Alright, stop DPS on that red golem. Bass, go ahead and bring it to the platform. And go ahead and burn that red golem now. All right. We are going to just work on some hallway golems. No lost actions, nothing big. Just build up some resources to the boss. And let's bring those golems to the middle. If you see a demolish at 75% of the way done, just go ahead and interrupt it. Now we just hope for no slime memes. That's golem side for you. Tonight's DR Savage Run is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It's not true. I've never played that game, but I just like saying that. Hey, there we go. All right. I don't think we have any dead. Let's just double check. If someone's dead in your party, please yell. Otherwise, we're teleporting. Cool. All right. Let's hop back up in voice chat up to the main room. Thanks, guys.
Don't forget your loot.
How was Golden Side? How was your vacation?
It was honestly we load down DPS on Red Golem this time because we finished so fast last time. We still, I mean, it's going. Nothing happened.
Nothing ever goes wrong in Golem.
That's not true. One time.
Nothing. No. Even when things go wrong. No. No.
I watched an entire room of DPS just let a Metamorphose go on blue once, and just no tank, nobody interrupted it, so we just let it cycle all the way around. All right. I'm not going to talk about this a bunch. I won't screw up the one sword call out this time, but sword call outs are just going to be the markers. So I'll say 1, 2, 4, 3. Make sure to do small steps sort of in the boss's hitbox because these go very fast. And eventually when we do the other sword call outs, if it is down here on the south, I might call 4, 3, blank space B because you'll notice there's no marker here next to B. So there could be swords north, south, east, or west, and that's where I'm going to be calling them. Everything else we're just going to talk about during. I do need a tank. Vass, if you want to do it again, and I won't kill you this time, you're welcome to. If we have another tank that really wants to, that's fine. Alright, it's going to be Vass. So I'm going to mark Vass. Make sure to not be on Vass, because he's going to be tanking. He's going to invuln the shared buster, so any tanks that look this up, don't worry about it. Other tanks, please turn your tank stance off now. You do not need it. And I will call when we need the LB3. At that point, let's eat some food, step in front of that purple line, and we're going to do a countdown because it is late and I'm excited. And we're going to be starting off with a raid light. Next, we're going to get swords right into checkerboards afterwards. These are our first swords. Safe spots are 2, then 4, then 1, then 3. 2, 4, 1, 3. Start at 2. It's going to be 2, 4, 1, 3. Go to 4, then 1, then 3. Look away from the circle. Move away from the flower. Look away from circle. Move away from flower. And we're going to head towards the middle. This is in the hitbox. In the hitbox. In the hitbox. Get in the hitbox. And now everyone move away from Vass. And chains are going to be coming up. Move to the middle. Get ready to break some chains. And we'll either knock back or hide. We're going to hide. Break the chains and hide behind the barrier now. Hide. Please respect this. If you are not behind a barrier, you are wrong. And we are going to hold our burst. Get to the middle. We're going to have some Ifrit dashes. Hold your burst windows, please. We're going to be starting over near A. And we are going to be hiding behind this 2 barrier. Hide behind this 2 barrier. Come hide behind this 2 barrier. Hide behind. Hide now. And stack up on the 2 marker. They're getting a raid wide. And then we're going to get a line cleave. Pop your 2 minutes now. And we're going to stay stacked here on this 2. If you're not on the 2 and you get targeted, you're going to die. Next, we're going to get some sand and brick. Line AoEs as well. Make sure to stay stacked to bait these line AoEs. Big line AoEs. Dodge these. And on sand, be on sand. Be on the sand now. Next, there's going to be some earth shakers. If you get a big tether, be away from the group. Everyone else will be stacked. These are going to be sand and stone with the earth shaker tethers. Be on brick, be on the blue stone. On the blue stone, earth shakers away. On the stone, earth shakers away now. And on the sand, Earthshaker's away. Get on the sand. Get on the sand. Dodge these big lines. And we're going to get a raid wide. And inner card. Go to the inner cards. Please respect this. Inner cards of the boss. Far out inner cards. There we go. And get to the middle. We are going to get some more Ifrit dashes. After Ifrit dashes are swords. We're going to be starting at D and going clockwise. Swords are going to be 3, then 4, then 1, then 2. 3 now. 3, 4, 1, 2. Starting at 3. 3, 4, then 1, then 2. Look away from the circle and head away from the flower. Look away from circle, move away from flower. Break these chains. And there should be a raid wide. There it is. There should be busters, I believe, next. Move away from Vast, please. There's a big buster on Vast. Do not be near him. It's bad for your health. We're going to get some sandstone as well as some swords. Sandstone goes off first, but it is all very fast. Swords are going to be 2, then 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 3. Get on brick, 2. Then we're going to be going to 4. Get ready? Go to 4. Then 1. And then 3 on the sand. Sand on 3. Sand. If you died and came back up, pop a re-raiser, please. On the brick, on the blue stone, on the stone. And look away from the circle and move away from the flower. Dodge these AoEs. And we are going to get, so after this raid wide, I believe we get more swords. And in the hitbox, please. This is in the hitbox. These are going to be swords with either a knockback or a hide. Safe spots are empty space. This is knockback. Then 3, stand at 3 and knockback. Then 2, it's empty space. 3, 2, A. Empty space first. Then 3. Now 2, and A. Break these chains. After the chains, we'll stack in the middle for some LB3s. Break the chains. And healer LB3. Healer LB3. Let's get everybody up. And let's burn that boss. Much smoother than last time, guys. Do we have any still dead? There are traps. Make sure you don't run away, and make sure you grab your personal chest. These are all personal. Nicely done. Thank you to everybody who stuck it out through last time. Now we can make fun of all those losers that aren't here. Make sure don't run ahead. Oh, see, that's why we don't run ahead. You call yourself a duelist.
I know, I was typing, my bad. I'll detect the rest.
Alright. Remember, when we do have to res out of combat, LEGO Steppers protocol is to stand on the dead, just so we don't have too many excessive raises. There we go. Watch these traps. And Viconia, just call out whatever you need for duel. All right, so I'm gonna put up some markers. For those who don't know, there's not a whole lot to explain on this boss, but we do need, if you get a marker over your head, if you've ever done Diamond Weapon, if you're going to get the little pips over your head, you need to run to a marker with that number of pips. So if you have a 1 marker over your head, run to the 1. If you have a 3 over your head, run to the 3. And you're going to run to that marker, and you're going to stand on a lion. You'll get hit with some fire, and it'll kill the lion. So no need to panic. That is just our duelist pulling. We're going to give our duelist a sec. And then in about, I don't know. There we go, there's the sealed. In about 20 seconds, we'll end up pulling. We can't do a countdown because we have someone in combat. All right, Bass. You should be good to run up there. All right, we're going to get some puddles. Make sure to respect these puddles, please. Do not get hit. Make sure to move out of the way. These are puddles. There's going to be 3 of these. And charges. Don't be in front of him when he turns. Charges are next. Don't be in front of him. Don't be in front of him. Dodge the second charge. Don't be in that line. And you're going to dodge to where he is. Come up here. Get out of this AoE. And some lions are going to be coming out. There's going to be a lot of lion AoEs here. No need to panic. Just dodge these lion AoEs. And number markers are going to be going out. If you get a number marker over your head, run to that marker on the ground and stand on a lion. They are going out now. If you have that 1 marker, make sure you run into a 1 marker. Go stand on a lion, please. All right, this is going to be a knockback into one of the... No, this is dodge into this. Now we're going to get the knockback. Knockback into a safe zone. Make sure you are getting knocked into a safe zone. You can gap close and cheese this. And this is fire breath. We're going to rotate in a circle. There's going to be 5 of these. 1, 2, 3. Ranged, you can stay here. 4, 5. There it is. We're going to get a bunch more ads that are going to be incoming. We're just going to AoE those down. It's not anything to panic about. Just make sure to heal Vass, because he's going to take some damage. Feel free to AoE those ads down. We're going to be getting some puddles under your feet. Make sure you're dodging these puddles. 3 sets of puddles. And puddles are incoming. Make sure to dodge those. Dodge the line AoEs. And dodge into this, please. Dodge into it. If you get a marker over your head, make sure to take it to the markers on the ground now. Numbers, go stand on a lion. Tanks, if you get a flare marker, get knocked towards the 1 and 2 markers in the south. Sorry. Yeah.
3 and 4 markers.
Yeah, 3 and 4. Yeah. Everyone else get knocked to 1 and 2. And he's gonna be doing some fire breath. Let's rotate in the circle. 1, 2, 3. Ranged, you can stand here. 4 and 5. And we can kill him. Do have someone dead back here? Have some slotted. Let's hope All right, make sure to grab your chest. And we're going to be heading to the bane of my existence. This is a robot, buddy. I am running in. If we can get some markers up for the tanks again. All right. I need 4 tanks on 1, 2, 3, and 4. I need 2 turret tanks on A and B. So I need 6 tanks. I also need healers. If you are the reflector, don't slot it in yet. But go ahead and call out in yell chat if you are one of the reflecting healers and what letter alliance you are, just so I can make sure we have all 6 of the reflectors ready. All right, so tanks. I think we have at least 1 new tank. We are going to have, I guess not JoJo. Who are our 2 main tanks here?
Gonna be for Riz and Lionheart. You were standing there, so I'm just like, yeah, you'll be it. So again, the way that we did it this last time was that the number 1 was the west. So you're gonna be Knight and Soldier Riz, and then Alista, you're gonna be east, so you're Gunner and Warrior. And then for Aura Spear ads for Riz and Shen, you'll go north. Alista and Vass, you're gonna go south. Fun fact, you go in the order of the numbers for your markers. And then Jojo and Bara will be the gun turret tanks. Bara, I think you know how to do turret, right? Cool. I think one thing to note, last time, again, it was me and Shen that died, so, but we will correct it this time. And then also, if you see that, like, light teal tether, any tank, please separate the ads away from each other. Because if they tether and do their AoE, that will kill us all. Cool. And I remember to give you markers this time.
Thank you. It's not your fault. I should be remembering to do it. But healers, make sure to slot in Steel Sting or Spellforge, depending on which one you're doing. We're going to be casting those during the countdown. It is a very short duration. Don't bother casting it yet. And eventually during the fight, I will call whether to click off Spellforge or Steel Sting. Make sure you don't right-click your Pure Essence. That's always not a fun time. For those who don't know, because we might have had a new healer step in, Steel Sting goes on any casters. Spellforge goes on any melee and tanks. There are some that need both. Red Mage, Ninja, Paladin, not Bard apparently because we don't care about Bards, and Dark Knight are going to need both. Yeah, I didn't make the rules, I'm sorry. And that's going to be about it. So at about 15 seconds on the countdown, healers, go ahead and do the Steel Stings and Spellforges, and I will call out when we need to slot in Reflex, which will be about halfway through the fight. All right, let's eat some, make sure you have food. And since I hate this fight, I'm going to actually say let's do some ready checks, because this is not a fan. All right, I know D is ready. Delta is ready if I can get the party leaders to do some ready checks and just call out. Echo's good. Of course, Alpha, who could forget? All the times we shared Foxy Roxy. I think we just need a Beans.
Waiting on one. Okay,
Okay.
Beans ready.
All right. I'm going to do a 20-second countdown. Those 4 tanks, you guys will pull your 1 robot at 1 second. DPS, please wait until 0 to hit these guys. You really want to make sure these tanks pick them up, especially so that Viconia doesn't die. Alright, we are just going to start with some AoEs. Burn these guys down. We're going to get some raid wides incoming. That's raid wide number 1. And we skipped raid wide number 2. Alright, warrior to the wall, then knight to the middle. Warrior to the wall first, then knight to the middle. There's warrior, now we can bring knight to the middle. And remove purple and apply steel sting. Apply steel sting. Go ahead and remove Spellforge if you have it. Apply steel sting to anyone that needs it. You have Spellforge, please make sure you remove that. This is going to be away from the knight. No tethers to small, tethers to big bombs. No tethers to small, tethers go to big bombs. Make sure to be outside on and away from that knight. If you drop first, make sure to move into an explosion that just happened. If you drop now, move into an explosion. And we are going to need, in a second, a Dispel on the Warrior. Dispel Warrior now. Raid wides are going to be incoming. This is a raid wide. We're going to end up getting tethers. Tethers will go to wind. No tethers to lightning. That'll make sense in a minute. Tethers to wind. No tethers to lightning. Tethers to wind. No tethers to lightning. Get ready, run to the knight. And head to A and out. Away from the knight and out to A.
Dispel warrior.
Thank you. Make sure to dispel that. We're going to get some raid wides. We're going to get another check of Steel Forge and or spells. Steel Sting or Spell Forge. And they are looking pretty equal on health. Remove Steel Sting. Apply Spell Forge to anyone that needs it. If you have yellow, please remove it. Make sure you have the purple if you need it.
Focus the warrior. Focus the warrior.
Burn the warrior down. Warrior is pretty high. This is going to be a knockback from the middle. Get towards the knight. Tethers get knocked to a small bomb. No tethers get knocked to a big. Tethers get knocked to small. No tethers get knocked to big. Get knocked from the middle. There it is. Get to your bombs. If you drop first, make sure to move to an explosion. Oh, he just died. Burn the knight down. He didn't even get the bombs. And healer, slot in reflect. Soldier to the wall, then gunner to the middle. Healers, make sure if you are reflecting that you have that slotted in. We are going to be watching the frogs that are jumping. Now that we have markers, this will be much easier to call where to go. We're going to follow these small flames wherever they jump. We're going to be heading to right up against the... Wait.
One. Towards the one.
Okay. Point your opening to the middle. Point your opening to the middle. Point it towards the middle of the arena. Now point it to the turrets on the side. There's some tank busters and then raid blights. These are some raid blights. Turret tanks, make sure to put your tank stance on. If you are one of the 2 turret tanks, put your tank stance on. Turrets are incoming. All DPS are going to switch and burn the turrets. Burn those turrets. Tanks, get those tethers, get the turrets, and invuln the sniper shot that is being cast. Go ahead and invuln now. Burn those turrets. We have a second turret that needs to die. AoEs are going out. These are raid wides. This is going to either be fire or ice. It'll either be keep moving or stop. Stop moving. Hands, no auto attacks. Hands off keyboards. Hit escape. Keep doing nothing. Do nothing. And you're good. Let's do a little bit more DPS on the soldier. These are going to be some clones that are going to be jumping. All right, now we can even them out. We're going to follow the jumps. These are 2 jumps. I'm going to follow the jumps of the untethered ones. And head up to 4. Put the opening to the middle. Head at 4. Point your opening to the middle of the arena. Point it to the middle. Now point it to the side. Now point it to the side.
Burn down the gun.
Big DPS on that gunner. Raid lives are going out. If you died and came up, pop a re-raiser if you can. And go ahead and kill both of them. Kill the soldier. Golems to the south. Lions to the north. Tanks, get ready. The 2 tanks that are picking up, so the 4 tanks, make sure to get the aura spheres. Tank number 1s and reflectors. Go ahead and do your reflects. That's first reflex, now second reflex. All right, go ahead and start killing these. That's all right, we had 1 explosion. Make sure to kill these things. When their walls disappear, stop attacking them. Please respect this. Do not get yourself killed. There you go. Keep killing them. And we're going to get aura spheres again. Let's do second tanks. Do your aura spheres. And reflectors, go ahead and do it again. And a couple explosions. We'll get some heals off. And at this point, we can start burning the ads down.
Healer LB3.
Stop attacking. Yep, come to the middle and healer LB3. Thank you. There it is. Go ahead and kill that ad. All right. Little shaky, but it's fine. We're here. I don't see anyone dead thanks to the healer LBs. Thank you for the correction, JoJo. And make sure to get both chests. You didn't get 2 chests, then you're wrong. If you're wondering why you're getting 2 chests, you can thank Baconia for being awesome. Duelists are our friends. All right, we're going to do the gamble strat. We're 100% going to. We can inch along the wall here. Just make sure you don't go too close to the boss. We're going to inch up to A. Please don't pull early. Make sure you don't go further. Don't stand in this purple area. Hopefully we're going to be at A. And if not, we'll just pop sprint. And that's fine. Not a whole lot to talk about for Phantom other than later if we see ads. Healers, we need to heal the green ones to full health. while DPS kills the red ones. I'm not going to call out order, but benediction does work on them. So, yeah. At that, make sure to eat some food. You can feel free to reshell. And I am going to say, let's do some ready checks. All right, Charlie is ready. Foxtrot is ready. We got Echo. I know Delta's good. And Beans. I think we just need an Alpha. Oh, that's fine. Alpha, let me know when you guys are good. And then we can do the countdown. Banisher, make sure you are ready with that banish. Other than that, how's everybody's week going? I assume you're the elected leader of everyone else. So.
Oh yeah.
Glad all 47 of you have had a good week. All right, Echo, what's the deal? I would like to kill me some ghost.
Thought Echo said that there.
Or not Echo, sorry, Alpha. Who's the person we're waiting on? I will gently yell at them. Massimian? Are you good? Because I would like to Massimian Tomo. Because I have some FOMO about killing this boss. Alright, well, I assume they're in the arena. Oh. Alright, well, it's late, and I think we're just going to have to pull without them, because that happens sometimes. Oh, they're back at guards. That's rough. I think they die if we pull, don't they?
No, they'll be alive, because they're outside of the time.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, they just miss out on the Fragment of Loss, but it's a Fragment of Loss, so...
Yeah. Alright, then I'm doing a countdown, because we are all here. Bass, good luck, my man. Godspeed with you. Tank stance check. Please turn off your tank stance unless you are Bass. And we're going to just be bringing it to here to A and hoping that we're correct. Make sure we got the banish up. We're going to burn this guy down. We're getting a raid wide. And we are going to hope that we are correct. Nope, pop sprint. We're heading to D. Pop and sprint and heading to D. The gamble did not pay off. We're standing at D. Please respect these circles. I don't care about your uptime. Just, we're going to be walking down the arena. Make sure to respect it. This goes fast. Start moving. Move. Don't run past the 4 marker. Please don't run into that purple wall. We're going to stop at the 4 marker. Stopping at this 4 marker. And heading over to the 3 marker. Move to the 3. Where we're just going to chill for a sec. Alright, we're going to stand here at the 3 marker. And after we get 4, don't be on the 4, Leona, you want to come over here. After the 3 explosions happen in the 4, we're going to head over there. So we're going to just chill here and wait. That was 1, and 2, and 3. Head to the 4 marker. Stand on this 4 marker. Watch for that circle. 1, 2, and 3. Heading back to 3. We're standing at this 3 marker. All right, we are going to see ads, so keep DPS in the boss, but ads are incoming. Boss is going to disappear. Kill the green ads, kill the red. All right, that's the first set of ads. We're going to get second set. Kill the greens, kill the reds. And third set. Same thing. Heal the greens, kill the reds. Once these are all gone, we are going to have to interrupt the cast the boss has. Kill these last ones. Interrupt the boss now. There you go. And burn the boss, because I don't want to see what happens next.
You want to learn the mechanics.
I don't want to learn the mechanics. I would rather be ignorant and never know. Because it's a knockback, and I don't want to knock back anything. Just kill that boss. Chuck, don't you dare. This is a... There we go.
Air traps ahead, be mindful.
Make sure to get that super important fragment of loss.
Chuck and Miori will be percepting, right?
I believe that is the case.
One of the two.
Please be mindful of traps. Please watch out for these. Some of them are extremely tricky. So just use your eyeballs. I don't know what else to say. If you have a very laggy computer in your zone, please just give it a sec before you start walking.
I hate this boss.
This is everybody's favorite boss. I expect no one to die. No, that's a lie. If this is your first time doing TA, you're gonna die. It's fine. Don't feel bad. We will have a couple points where we hold DPS because the boss is gonna go untargetable. That's fine. We are gonna get some random order of mechanics. I will do my best to call those out well ahead of time. More importantly, respect the mechanics. Worry about the mechanics more than your uptime. Just try to stay alive. The only things to talk about are try to save sprint. There is one particular point in the fight where sprint is important, and there are a couple points where if you have sprint and forced march, it will probably kill you. Forced march is always 2 squares. So if I call forced march, stand in the middle and march to your corner, you will want to stay in the middle and get force marched to the corner. Don't run out to the corner, because then you're going to get force marched probably into a wall. Same thing with we later get forced march during the ladder phase. That's everyone's favorite part. Later on in the fight, you get the elemental meter, so you might have 2 fire. You also get a debuff that is going to give you additional elements. It might be, hey, you have 2 fire and your debuff is 1 cold. That means add those together. You're at 1 fire, you still need 1 more cold. It's possible that your debuff, or you have 2 fire on your meter, and your debuff is 1 fire. That means you're going to need to get hit twice by mechanics. You're going to need 2 cold and 1 cold to counteract all that. Don't feel bad if you have to stop DPS and just focus on those. And the only other thing is, does anyone have markers for this? Yeah, I love whoever's putting these up. You're my favorite anonymous donor. Swords. I will call a safe spot. It'll either be the 1, 2, 3, or 4 marker. All you're going to do is you're going to look at your debuff, or you're going to look at your elemental meter, possibly also your debuff later on in the fight. You're going to stand in the safe square. You're going to look at the 4 clones, find which one is the element that you need to get hit by, and you are going to look at where the sword is cleaving and step 1 square from the safe spot. Not diagonal, not 2 squares, 1 square from the safe spot. What that means is if you need to get hit by the south clone, and the south clone is cleaving to the east, and the safe spot is at 4, you're going to start at 4, look at the south, see it's cleaving east, and you're going to step 1 step east to 3. And that's how you're going to resolve your mechanics. Everything else we're just going to talk about during. Don't feel bad if you die. As soon as you come back up, re-raise. Tanks have Aether Shields ready, because this has some heavy-hitting AoEs. This is the Aether Shield fun time, as we call it. All right, let's make sure Shell. If you do not have Shell, please step behind the purple line. If you have Shell, step in front of the purple line. We're gonna get Shell on everyone. Viconia. No, I won't do it to you. That's fine. Maybe next time. Don't Shell Viconia for now. Don't listen to me, please. Viconia is the duelist. You can have too many buffs and it knocks things off. If I see some people with Shell more than like 15 minutes, please just step in front of that line if you have Shell already. Eat some food. This boss is serious business. And honestly, this is going so well that if you guys aren't doing anything later, maybe I'll give you a call.
I mean, we're gonna get past this boss, right?
Yeah, I just mean, for other stuff. Azriel, Juliet, Mia, you guys all have Shell, I believe. So can you step in front of this purple line? There we go. Everybody's here. I am going to be doing a countdown. Vass, Godspeed to you, good sir. It's a fun fight. No, Chuck. Everyone's in front of the line. We're just doing this. I believe we are going to start with a shared tank buster. So tanks head to Vass, tanks head to Vass. This is a shared buster. And heavy mitigation, Aether Shield Stone Skin, Aether Shield Stone Skin. We are going to get our first, get behind the boss, And it's either going to be in front or away. It's going to be away from the boss. You might as well get in front and away. Just be away from the boss. Please respect this. Away from the boss. It's pretty far. And now it's going to be in front of the boss. In front of the boss. All right. Our order is going to be ladder, then
swords, arrows, then meteors.
Yeah. Boss is going to go untargetable. We have some elements. Oh, these are swords, sorry. All right, safe spot is at 4. Be 1 step away from 4. Only 1 step away from 4. If you are diagonal, you are wrong. Safe spot is 2. If you need to get hit, be 1 space away from 2. Otherwise, stand on 2. All right, massive AoE, which means Aether Shield Stone Skin. Heavy mitigation for this one. And get behind the boss, get behind the boss. Make sure you are behind the boss. This is quick march. Make sure to get into the middle. Check your quick march direction. This is a shared tank buster. Get on Vass if you're a tank. Stand in the middle. Quick march towards the D marker. Make sure you rotate. Quick march towards the D marker away from that fire. If someone died and re-raised, make sure you rescue them over. They might not be able to make it. This is left side higher. Make sure you follow your arrows. They're going out now. Heavy mitigation, Aether Shield, Stone Skin. Get some big heals out. And this is away from the boss. Get away from the boss. And we are going to get to the middle for a forced march to meteors. Check your element. Check your direction of forced march. You're going to stay in the middle of the arena and you will get forced marched to a corner for the meteor that you need. So stay in the middle and you will get forced marched to where you need to go. Get forced marched to where you need to go. Stay in the middle. Forced march now. Heavy mitigation, Aether Shield and Stone Skin. Big mitigation for this one. And get in front of the boss. In front of the boss. And this is second set of swords. So you have your element. You are also getting a debuff. You're going to add these together. Boss is going untargetable soon? Yeah. This is swords again. Safe spot is 2. 1 space away from 2. You might need to get hit a second time after this. Just be aware of it. Safe spot is 1. 1 square away from 1 if you need to get hit. You might be good. You might need to get hit a second time. All right, heavy mitigation. This is Aether Shield and Stone Skin again. And behind the boss. Get behind the boss. Make sure you're behind the boss. This is Unseen Eye. We are going to dodge things on the outside. We're going to head on the light corners of the boss, diagonals of the boss, on the light squares. Pop sprint, head to B. Head to B now. Head towards B. Away from that fire. Alright, don't worry about your DPS for this part. Just worry about your element, and the debuffs are going out now. Add those together. You might need to get hit by nothing. You are also getting quick march. It's 2 squares. Make sure you're getting ready to march 2 squares. This is right side higher. The quick march is going out now. Heavy mitigation, Aether Shield, Stone Skin. Aether Shield and Stone Skin. And Tank Buster. Oh, shared Tank Buster. Everyone to Miori if you're a tank. And if we can get some healers up, we can heal our LB3. This is a good time for healer LB3 away from the boss. If your healer is rezzing, rescue them out, please.
Hold your healer LB3 so you haven't used it.
Get to the middle. You are going to walk yourself to your meteor. Make sure to go to your meteor now and get to the inside corners, the inside light corners. All right, heavy mitigation. Any healers up, if you can go ahead and heal yourself. If you have a healer LB3, go ahead and use it. Top people off. I have myself marked if anyone has a Lost Arise. Otherwise, just keep on going. And this is in Rage, I believe. Ah, I'm sorry, guys.
That was good. I don't think there was any bad calls there.
I could have been faster, but it's all right. I'm sorry that we did not clear. That does happen. I'll take the blame that some of it is, me being a new host, but there have been plenty of Atma runs that have, or Knackle or JoJo runs that have not cleared. Or sometimes JoJo just gets mad and then decides not to run anymore. So thank you guys for being here for my first night hosting.
Made me rock.
I am going to be doing a lot of practice, so if you're in any runs, please don't get discouraged. I tried to say this earlier. If we didn't clear, that's fine. We're obviously going to be done for tonight because it's late. Please don't get discouraged. Lego Steppers has a good 3 to 4 clears, I feel like, every week. Not every group clears. That's just the way of life. But thank you guys for coming. I hope you'll come back for more of my runs, and I hope, even if it's not one of my runs, I'll be calling for some other hosts just to get some practice. So thank you, everybody.
Good job.
Yeah, I might give it a week before I do this again, just so I can, or at least I'll call in someone else's run, but I'll give it a week before I host again.
You want to call on Saturday night?
Honestly, I would, but I am taking a group of people from my FC into E12 and teaching them, because it's not very pug friendly. So
yeah, that makes sense.
This is the 4th group that I've now gone in with, just teaching 12 and doing that. So otherwise, if not for that, I 100% would be there.
Oh, cool.
So thank you guys.
Thank
you, Maims.
I think the only point of feedback would be for ladders. So ladders always have the tank buster. Basic is always in the beginning of the mechanic, and then advanced is always in the behind. That's how I kind of remember it.
But it's before ladders. It's before first ladders and after second ladders.
Yeah. So you'll specifically want to watch for the raid Y at the advanced ladders, and then that's when you know, hey, tanks to the wall. Stack buster.
Okay. All right. Let me write this down. It's also hard for me. I have notes, but because of the random order, my notes are slightly messy.
That's fine. The biggest thing is that as long as it's mechanic, you don't need to know the order. Like, it's useful and it's cool. It's like, oh yeah, I can pre-prep, but you don't have to.
All right. So before first ladder, after second ladder are the tank busters, and the one after second ladder is immediately following the raid ladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
More specifically, the on normal ladders, it's right after the force march comes out. So force march comes out, tank buster, then march away from the fire.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's see. This is immediately following forced march. Okay.
Also, well done.
Thanks.
I have like 2 points.
Please, I'm not going to be offended. You can shatter
Alright.
it.
Are you
I'll take it
fucking
all.
ready? Are you fucking ready? Here's my main point.
All right.
Chill the fuck out. You're fine.
Here's the thing. I'm so used to calling everything else.
I know.
It's so nerve-wracking because it's not. Oh, hey, we wiped. Let's just
Yeah.
Everybody reses.
My only statement is, after listening to all that, is as you do it more, you'll get more comfortable with calling. But like, you're fine. Your calls were like either right or like maybe slightly slow, I think, on a couple things. But even then, like, nothing so much that I was sitting there going, oh shit. Like, for comparison, I've listened to other people call this raid where I'll just be listening and like not even watching the raid. I'll be listening. I'll hear a call and I'll just say out loud, "That call's wrong. I don't know what the fuck they're doing." And then 2 seconds later, I hear, "Ah, fuck, we're all dead. Shit." And I'm like, yeah, okay. But like, I've been running this since March, since right after it came out, and like, your calls are fine. Like, wipes are gonna happen in TA based on whether or not people know mechanics. If you had like miscalled a safe sword and everyone died, then sure, that probably would be at least partially your fault. If you had said, oh, we're doing, in front of the boss, and everyone stands in front of the boss and gets hit, and it's actually behind, then sure. But like, all the calls were fine. You got things called in the right order, even if things were slightly slow. There's a lot of time. You called safe swords as fast as I could based on the stream I was watching.
Yeah, that was actually ridiculously fast. I was like, oh damn, you got swords.
Yeah, I was looking at the swords and I was like, okay, safe spot is, and then as I said it, you said it. I went, well, okay, I don't know how I could tell him to call it faster because
Swords is the one thing I'm extremely comfortable calling.
Swords is the only thing that you need to be comfortable calling because it's the only thing that we call during the other things. Because in ladders, you just say, it's ladder game, and in meteors, it's go to the meteor you need to get hit by. Like, you don't have any control there. But swords, like, calling the safe spot faster can help people avoid dying in that mechanic.
Yeah.
But like, you can't yell at people faster about ladder. It's like it's ladder game. Do the ladder game better. It's like
It's funny that you mentioned the chill out, because one of my standard calls when teaching raids is anytime we get like either through a big mechanic or before a big mechanic is just, hey, everybody take a deep breath. And I can't follow that advice when I'm doing this because it's too new for me. So
yeah, and that's kind of what I jokingly say it, but like I don't have any follow up by way of like telling you what to prog better, other than just do it more. Like get yourself comfortable with calling it, and get comfortable with the fact that sometimes your calls are just going to be wrong. Like as you understand the mechanics more, and as you understand the like how things go in the order of mechanics and how to call things out like minutes ahead of time and do the like I'm 16 turns ahead of you in chess bullshit, like that just comes with as you do it more and more and more and more and more, you start to kind of intuit the order of things. Like I still call things slightly differently than a lot of other callers because I don't use notes at all. I just call things by sight. And so I know the order of most of the fights, but every once in a while, like especially in Queensguard, I will still say like, all right, get ready for the next mechanic, because I don't remember exactly what's coming, but I know I can call it in the order that it comes up, and it's fine. So,
well, I mean, I'm not discouraged from hosting. I'm 100% committed to this.
Good.
Because I genuinely want to be hosting this like every week until Endwalker.
Yeah, that was very good setup. Also, as you get more comfortable, especially if you're hosting your own runs, as you get more comfortable with things, like, make your own strats if you feel like a strat works better for you. Like, if you like calling Queensguard differently, or if you like setting up the tanks for Queensguard differently, or if you want to do slimes a different way. Like there is quite a few different ways to resolve DRS all the way through, and quote unquote Lego steppers strats or like early prog strats, which are what a lot of these are. Some of them are a little bit different than like some of the strats that other groups do. And like Knackle does things his own way, and he's said already like he's fine with hosts doing their own bullshit. Like if you have a way that you want to try, or if you want to science something, as long as you're honest with people that are joining, like there's a lot of. Whoa. Oh, you changed your name. I thought you left.
Oh no.
I just thought you I was like looking near your name and just. But yeah, like, there's fun to be had in this instance. That you can take advantage of it once you start hosting and kind of getting more comfortable. And you also kind of can intuit ways to like, or science out ways to like resolve issues that come up.
Yeah, Queen's Guard is a trouble spot for me. I think, I mean, TS went great this time. Yeah. And, I mean, Dahu is what it is.
Dahu's whether or not people know what a number is. That's the only thing that really causes problems in Dahu, other than people dying to AoEs, but the AoEs are a lot, so.
Queen's Guard is long enough that the second half of Queen's Guard I start to slip up. So that I definitely need some practice on. I mean, Phantom, there's like 4 mechanics to Phantom, so it's...
There's a lot of mechanics to Phantom.
Alright.
Everyone just kills it.
Yeah, like...
Be glad that people showed up and brought Banish, because...
Yeah, there's not enough mechanics to Phantom that I have ever, in my many runs, had to worry about it. But yeah, that's the big one, is Queen's Guard, and then I'd like to call out some of the Forced March garbage and tank busters for TA a little faster. Other than that, though, like TA was real intimidating to me early on. I'm not worried about it.
What's your can you verbalize what your bugaboo is with Queen's Guard, other than just like the length of the fight? Is it just like ADHD brain like me, where you just start to dissociate and get bored with the fight halfway through?
I mean, maybe it's specifically the right before we get the Mustadio circles. It's either of the two. I think part of the problem is because I'm on Astro, so I'm trying to weave in my cards and divs and all that while calling out like, okay, we're heading to this marker, and then pointing it to here. And I inevitably end up either not paying attention to the jumps and then panicking, or
one of the best things to collar prog this on is White Mage.
I almost swapped to White Mage this time. It's just I'm much more used to Astro, and I was afraid of at least for something like TA, if my co-healer dies, I can solo heal TA. Yeah.
I mean, the difference between Astro and White Mage is White Mage solo heals by Medica 2, Cure 3, Cure 3, Cure 3, Cure 3. That's literally how you solo heal through the bleed. You just throw out regen before it goes out, and then spam Cure 3, and then no one dies.
Yeah, I think I probably will, especially because I have a pretty decent augmented Laws Order haste set at this point that kind of goes to waste on Astro, because my DPS doesn't matter.
The really depressing thing about Astro is that unless your party is specifically very good and you have the duelist, Astro is almost exclusively a raid DPS loss, even with good divs.
Oh yeah, because it's an instance where a healer can contribute an absurd amount, and Astro doesn't.
And even with Scholar, who has almost the same potencies as White Mage now, like even Scholar is a DPS loss because Scholar can't Seraph Strike on cooldown unless you bring a bunch of Ether Kits.
No, Chain Stratagem with a 48-man raid, if you time that right, there's no way. It can't be a DPS loss.
White Mage on its own can provide 25,000 DPS per White Mage if you Seraph Strike on cooldown with like Chain Spell and shit. Like, yes, Chain Stratagem is good, but a lot of people are using Font of Power, which already gives them a massive crit buff. Oh,
that's fair.
Like, people are already critting a huge amount in this instance, and the extra Chain Stratagem is fine, but like, it's like, so for example, this is the problem with like raid buffs in general in here. Raid buffs are great, and like, they're super duper good, but like especially in like pug groups, your group decides whether or not that increases the raid DPS by anything. So if your div hits 2 tanks that are alive and yourself, you're not contributing very much with div, and if all the other DPS are dead. But if all the DPS are up, then yeah, div is great. Like it's not bad. It's just one of those things where like the quality of the raid affects whether or not raid buffs are better or worse than just you doing more damage personally.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I will probably white mage it next time.
Also white mage just does glare, and that makes it a lot easier to focus on mechanics because you can just spam 1.
Well, one is cure 1.
Cure 1, what you do is you cure 1 in the opener, so you have a free cure proc going into the tank buster. Easy.
You know, because of all that single target cast GCD healing that white mage is doing here.
I have sucker stacks, and generally, whenever I'm healing, the thing I press almost always is I Medica 2 timed with the raid wipe, and then I just glare again. If I even do that.
Medica 2 is so good.
Yep, it's just regen. It's just infinity regen.
I mained white mage for a while, and it's not fair. Medica 2 is, even in ARR, it was so broken.
It's disgusting. It's like, oh, just an AoE regen. Yeah, okay, cool. If there's one thing if I could convince everyone that white mage is in this content, it would be to take whatever button that they press that makes them press Medical 1 and put Cure 3 there. That I just want everyone to replace Medical 1 with Cure 3 in this content. Probably in all content. I don't know that Medical 1 is ever important, but this content specifically, because everyone's stacked up all the time, the only negative effect of Cure 3 is MP cost and the small radius. But because everyone should be stacked up, Cure 3 is just a better heal.
But see, that's the problem. Cure 3 is smaller than my, it's like pretty small.
Yeah, but like I said, there's no positionals. So like in Queen and in TA, when there's tank busters and stuff, you already have to stack on your tank for Aether Shield, and you don't need positionals. And so if you have to hard heal to bleed, Cure 3 is the thing to do, because you want to optimize for GCDs. You want to have as much heal per GCD as possible, because you only have so many GCDs during the bleed to keep people up.
All right, you've convinced me. I'm gonna easy mode DR next time as a white mage. Actually, that's a lie. If it's not the one I'm hosting, I would really like to go in as a tank. I have yet to tank it, and I would like to understand it, so when people have questions, I can accurately answer them.
Tank is very much worth learning here, especially if you're trying to host. Like, it really sucks if you're trying to host this and if you're like the only experienced person, which is probably going to be rare in LEGO Steppers, but it's possible as time goes on. Like, if you're the one hosting and there's like 40 people with you, and someone asks you a question about a role you don't know, that can like cause problems. If they're like, wait, how do I handle this? When do I use my cooldowns? Or like, what thing, should I use my invuln on this? And you're like, I don't know, I've never tanked it. Like,
yeah, that's why I want to.
Intuitive knowledge.
That's why I want to tank it, and I'm trying to finish out my augmented monk set, and then I want a duel, just so that I can. I've never done the duel, and it would be nice to have done that. And,
do you have 10 Valors?
I do not. I have a partial set. I mean, I have the full Bajin set for monk, but
No. Your Rays of Fortitude, Valor, and Succor.
Oh, no, I'm actually at 7, I think.
You'll kill the duel without haste in like just over a couple minutes if you're good at your rotations as melee.
Really?
Yeah. Melee already killed the duel prior to Valor buffs with like normal action usage and damage. Like, just buff your opener a bit, and then just do the mechanics, and melee was already killing it like a little over 2 minutes.
I can't really do that on any run when I'm hosting, obviously, because
I've joked about hosting a run and then going and doing the duel and then failing and then just being like, somebody else call, bye.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, God forbid I die, which, given it would be my first time doing the duel, I guess it's a possibility. I really don't want to go in there and die and be like, oh, sorry guys. Hope someone's taken over.
That duel was hard. Good luck on the rest of the run. See ya.
Hope you've seen what comes next.
If you there's a couple of like speed kill strategies that you can do as different roles, and melee has one of the better speed kills. It's not the best speed kill, but it's pretty close.
Are you talking about the gap close during the maze?
Well, that's part of a version of a speed kill if you want to, yeah, because then you get more uptime on the entrapment phase.
I could have sworn it was you. It might have been Kaguya, but somebody told me, hey, because I had seen enough videos of a bunch of different roles, and someone was like, yeah, make sure you don't do that, because unless you're a black mage doing the ley lines, if you get unlucky with the setup, you might...
Yeah, we're not 100% sure. I haven't seen definitive proof that the timing is as bad as people have said it is. If you do it correctly with your knockback, if you stand behind the Minotaur, the back half of his... Okay, so this is how it works. He does an entrapment AoE that covers from his center of his hitbox the rest of the arena south of him. So the back 50% of the circle of his AoE, or of his character model hitbox, is outside of the thing. And so if you stand kind of behind him and then the suck-in happens to pull you back south, and then you gap closer to skip the knockback, as long as you're outside of the AoE, you should be definitively fine. And I've seen black mages between the lines. I've seen that done. I have a theory, and I technically I know the theory is correct. I just would have to figure out the timing on it. That Ninja could just target yourself and Shikuchi in place to do the same thing as between the lines, basically. Just have a macro where you just Shikuchi to yourself in the safe spot. But like, all of that is to say that like, I don't know, like, even that doesn't. All it does is give you some extra uptime in that part, and like I said, it's mainly good for like speed killing, but it can cause problems if you, like, excuse me, if you fuck it up, especially if it's your first duel. I have science to do on that, but I haven't been joining runs too much lately because I've been doing some other stuff.
Yeah, I would do it correctly the first time. Like, I'm not about to try to meme my way through it. Like, I would just do the maze. And
the maze is actually, if you use the graphic that shows you which of the 4 patterns it can be, because there's only 4 patterns that it can be. So
I didn't even know there was a graphic. I just watched the videos, and I thought you just bumbled your way through it.
Nah, there's only 4 possible patterns of the first of that first entrapment maze, and you literally just you just stand still when you get knocked back. You tap perception, and then from that first perception, you know which one it is because the bottom line is different for each one.
Oh.
And then after that, you can just like you percept to know the exact spacing of the traps, but like it's fine. It's really not that bad. Yeah, Kagu's speed kill on Samurai was 100 seconds, right, Kagu?
Yeah.
And then I did my Samurai like partial speed kill because I'm a little scuffed on my Samurai rotations. Mine was like a little over 100 seconds.
Wasn't your summoner kill like 65 or some garbage?
No, it was 40 seconds flat.
It was. I remember you polled. We were talking. We started the fight, and like the countdown finished, and then you finished. I didn't even know.
Yeah. That was Summoner is my main DPS class. So I tend to be pretty good at the damage on that, but also I did kind of a meme strat to super buff a Flare Star, and Yeah. I actually could have killed it under 40 seconds, I'm pretty sure, but I misclicked and dropped a few GCDs in my opener because I clicked off my boss.
You know what? I'm disappointed now.
I'm disappointed.
If it's not a sub 40-second duel, like what are you even doing there?
My dream plan is to go in and kill it before the entrapment cast even explodes, like before the maze explodes. For reference, I only killed it a few seconds after that, but I want to get pulled back and have him die.
Were you planning on running again tomorrow?
Is that to me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were the one calling, right?
I was. What day is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, wait, no, it's Friday. Sorry.
I don't know. It's a good question.
You have a fan base. Get some steam.
I hope so. Like I said, my only goal was to not necessarily clear it tonight. Was to go in and do well enough that people aren't going to be like, I'm not running with that guy again. Because I know I've stepped into some runs where, not that I would avoid the host, but it was just sort of like, ooh, that was, that's going to affect how eager I am to log in.
I'm right here, by the way.
So.
I literally came back.
I was downstairs eating breakfast, and I popped upstairs to hop on headset. I see how it is.
Yeah, that was more. That was my goal. So I think hopefully I accomplished that. I don't think it went terribly. I think the first run was a little scuffed, but I'm glad that enough people stuck around that we could go back in and get to TA.
It was a good TA in range fight, especially because there's a lot of people dead throughout the mechanics that you didn't miscall, so that's not much you could have done there.
Yeah, well, I think it was, I don't remember what percent, but I feel like it was not a bad, like TA in rage, I see all the time, just to, how many people died to that thing? Okay, well then we might not be able to beat in rage.
Yeah, it's kind of in general the way to conceptualize why things do or don't clear in here is how many people were dead, and then as a host and caller, just kind of evaluate for yourself whether or not what you said caused those deaths, and if it didn't, then okay, not much you could do.
Yeah, I was real excited for my first, it was either Knackle or Atma, someone's run. And I just assumed like, oh, like, these guys host all the time. They must clear every time. And then I went in and we wiped a TA, and it was just like, well, have a nice night, guys. And I was like, oh, wait, what? How did that? And that was the real eye-opener. It was just seeing like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's kind of, do we have enough people who have cleared and can survive to get through or not?
It's the reason why I get really unhappy when I see questions from people that are showing up and saying, okay, but I don't want to join that run. Will it clear? Will that run clear? Because it's such an irrelevant comment. Because if you're joining, the answer is, I don't know, can you clear the content? Like, are you going to show up and be part of the reason that it clears, or part of the reason that it doesn't clear? And if you're part of the reason it does clear, and the more people that are part of the reason it does clear, that will outweigh people that are part of the reason that it wouldn't clear. There you go. There's your answer. Like,
yeah, and if you've seen Queen in Rage and you're that close and you really are that unwilling to come help out, first of all, that kind of defeats the purpose of this entire Discord, but whatever.
Yep.
You could try to submit to one of the like reclear ones. Most people will take a Queen in Rage, but
also a lot of those reclear groups are in Lego Steppers.
Yeah.
And if you have a really bad attitude in here, I promise you people will notice it. That is a thing that was a thing that was happening in Prague. Was there was some people that were like in the Lego Steppers Discord, and Lego Steppers didn't really clear prior to or this iteration when Knackle was leading it, was stuck at TA, and there was a bunch of people that were getting to TA and getting kind of disillusioned with the whole process because they couldn't clear it because TA is hard, and back then it was even harder and required a very specific, like, group of people that knew what they were doing to clear it, and there would be people that would be here going like, I just want to get carried by a reclear group. And I would be in a reclear group server, and I would see people have screenshot that thing and then say, hey, this person is like not having a good attitude. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with reclear groups. I've gone to some, and it's a good atmosphere and it's fast, so I don't have to generally worry about like committing 4 hours to a run. I can just be like, yeah, sure, we're gonna just get through this. But also, it's fun. The best part, my favorite part of any LEGO Steppers run, 100% is the graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
I don't need the graduation ceremony anymore. I don't care. But it's awesome because people are so excited for their clear. Like I would love to host and then get to do that. That's just great.
That's the thing is like the more that the only thing that I want, like, you know, Knack always talks about things not being required. For me, as a host or someone who wants to like help lead this content, the only thing that I want is for people to be like, I don't even care if you're like positive. Just don't be like massively negative about, you know, other people or like, you know, performance or your own performance, or just like, it's okay, it's prog. Like if you're progging, that's great. I'm glad to help. But it's like when people just are like, oh, we haven't cleared yet. And it's like you're making the host feel like shit because the host is already feeling bad, and like you're making everybody else in the run feel like shit because like you're reminding them that you're basically saying that because the run didn't clear, it was worthless.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on.
We had a bunch of zeros in tonight that like,
yeah,
we got to CTA. All right, go update that number. It's at a 5. Like that's great, and hopefully. It only takes a couple TA wipes before you learn the mechanics enough to live through everything. Like
For
it's
some
not.
people.
All right, fair. But most of TA's mechanics, I feel like, are not that hard. I feel like TS is faster with swords and some of the stuff. Like most of TA is you just need to see it enough to understand it. But you have 20 seconds to configure yourself for some of those mechanics.
The main problem with TA is that, and this is from personal experience of knowing some people that have issues with visuals, some of the TA visuals are very difficult to read for certain people with certain, like, visual processing issues.
I mean, that's fair, yeah.
And so notably, one of the things I try very hard to do is not describe TA as some, like, walk in the park, even though it's not super hard for me at this point, because, like, there are some people that the design of the visuals in TA make it impossible for them to properly read the mechanics. And so, like, it kind of sucks. I wish there was, like, I wish there was some sort of accessibility setting that would turn down some of the, really glowy, lens flary bullshit in that fight.
Of which there is a lot.
Like, specifically the swords, especially, do you play Lala or do you play another taller race?
No, I'm taller.
Okay. If you play Lala in that, your camera is slightly different. It's hard to describe unless you play Lala in the game, but your camera as Lala is very odd compared to being tall. And sometimes seeing the swords is fucking impossible. Like, they're really high up on the screen. And so, if you're a Lala player and you don't, it's like you're moving your camera around, it can be really hard to see which sword you need to get hit by just because of where they are.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It's fun. but my hitbox is smaller, so there you go.
I thought the hitbox was technically a point for everyone.
Yes, but mine is more. Well, I'm not playing Lala at the moment. I play Lala on my main before, and I'm back to Catgirl. But Lala hitbox is more representative of the point because you have the smallest circle at your feet. So it's actually really cool because if you're trying to learn how to greed AoEs, if you're like a big ass row dude, your hitbox is so much smaller than your circle that your circle will be inside of AoEs like constantly. even if you're dodging correctly. And so it can make you dodge further because your brain thinks, oh, my body's going to get hit by that, yikes. And, but when you're Lala, it's like your hitbox is almost your body. Like, you're not much wider than a pixel.
So this is why Mr. Happy plays a Lala.
I don't know.
I did see someone I used to raid with. Not that I would ever condone any sort of third-party program, obviously.
There's no third-party programs. Yoshi makes all those himself.
Well, someone I used to raid with did have a mod that showed the pixel point where they're so that they could dodge. I don't remember what mechanic and what raid it was, but there was something where positioning was very tight, and they found it much easier to just look at this little red dot, and they screenshotted it for me, just of like, this is where so they just ignore their character model at all times, and it's just this little red dot, and they just position the red dot, and they're like, there we go. I'm good. It might not look like I'm safe, but I'm 100% safe.
You know, it's actually really funny. When I'm on a tall character, I almost never actually pay attention to where my character is. I actually arrange by the center of my camera.
Interesting.
Like I have my own personal name is bright yellow, which is easier for me to see in most fights. And so I'm either looking at the center of my name, like directly under the center of my name and title, or I'm just arranging myself based on the fact that I know my character is directly in the center of my camera. Like I after playing Lala for a while and going back to Makodi, I really just stopped looking at my character model for dodging. It's like using the force, it's really fucked up. Also inside of DRS, there's 48 people on top of you, and you can't see your fucking model at all. So,
well, I'm gonna chalk that night up as a win because I was sad about the first run wiping at Queen or Queensguard, just because it's early enough that like I wanna get people in and seeing the later fights, but seeing TA. I feel like there is never a shame. I know there's no shame in wiping anywhere, but like TA wipes are super common, and also it let people see the mechanics so that hopefully next time they can be a little more confident in that.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. If you wouldn't have said this was your first time calling out stuff, I wouldn't have noticed.
I did get to practice once actually with Liliana and Kaguya, and like in the separate channel, and then I did one call not of Minotaur or Queen, but I did everything else in JoJo's run, but I made a ton of mistakes, and then JoJo would just correct me as we went.
Was that the run that I called Queen for, or was that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't want to, but
I did not want to call Queen. I was just jokingly gonna make you call Queen.
I mean, it was the only fight I had not yet looked at. I came into tonight prepared to call Queen, knowing that 100% I was going to kill everybody. But it was just going to be like, look, if we make it to Queen, I can't even be mad if I murder everyone there, because that's just going to happen. So, yeah, I think I got a little more practice, and I think enough people saw TA that I can be happy with that.
I would call it a win because you wiped and then didn't immediately lose all the people and everybody left, which means that they trusted. Which means that the people that were in the group trusted that it wasn't really your fault that you wiped. Like they trusted you as a caller to not just go in and make whatever. If I didn't watch the first run, but like if you made a mistake, it wasn't so bad that everybody didn't trust you anymore. So that's a pretty cool win. Most groups, if you wipe at all in one run and you say, let's try another one, everyone goes, ah, fuck this guy.
Oh, I felt bad, but I was in a run, and we went in and spent, oh god, an hour and 15 or something doing slimes and golems, and just of like prep and talking and then wiped, and then we went in and then we wiped again. And you know, I know slimes are chaotic, and it literally takes one missed attack to just instantly kill everybody, and that's fine. But it took so long every time that I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is.
I mean, I have stuff to do in my life. I have a 7-year-old in my house. Like,
yep. Hey,
if I'm gonna join a run, and say, hey, I'll help out. Like, I mean, like, I'll be here for like at most like an hour and a half, and if that clears, then great. If it's an hour and a half of slimes, I might cut it at like an hour and be like, all right, bye guys. I have other things to do.
So my first clear, we wiped on slimes 4 times.
Yep.
And then we went from, so Chi and I cleared for our first time. We wiped to slimes 4 times, and then we went all the way through. That was our second time running DRS.
Oh man.
And honestly, if you're looking for a clear, my advice is very different than if you're someone that's re-clearing or there to help. Because if you're looking for a clear, any run can clear, and if you have the time and the energy, then stay around. Like, that's how you get clears.
Yeah.
It's just like, for me, I eventually run out of like physical energy in my seat.
No, I don't blame you. I remember hearing, I believe it was you, Goober, on the call.
Oh yeah.
I have a 7-year-old daughter. She just turned 7 in August, and my wife and I 100% call her a little goober to her face.
Goober will call himself that because that's his nickname. Like,
so
it's also useful because it's his nickname for when he's telling. So he doesn't tell people his real name, which is generally preferred in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I typically do not use. I don't care if anybody knows my name, but like I typically don't use my wife or my daughter's name just because obviously, you know.
Yeah, there's a big difference between someone knowing your first name when you're deciding to tell them that and like telling someone your child's first name.
Yeah, that gets weird.
Feels very awkward.
Although, so there is one exception that I've broken that for, and this is, I tell this story all the time because it's a big deal, and it eventually, I know Endwalker will be out, but I'll mention it in Lego Steppers in February. So last day of February is Rare Disease Day, and my daughter has a rare disease, and so there's like 300 kids in the US that have it. It's insanely rare. And Rare Disease Day, you like raise money. So this past February, normally we go out and we go on walks and we do like a ton of out and about in-person stuff to raise money. And we couldn't do that because of COVID. So we did a walk across Eorzea. And so this is actually now, they don't do this as of, I got an email, I think this month. But GoFundMe had a subdomain, charity.gofundme, and you could do a GoFundMe, but instead of like, I didn't feel comfortable doing a GoFundMe and being like, oh, trust me, I'll donate this money. Like, that's
give me the money that's meant for other
weird.
children.
I don't trust that at all. But it had to go to a registered 501c3. So it went to it's for the rare disease that she has. There is a registered charity for it. And we emailed them and they sent us a bunch of stuff. They didn't really understand that it was an online thing. So they sent us, I'm not joking, a bag of 200 bracelets to hand out that say the name of the charity. And we were like, we can't hand these out, right? Like, there's nobody. All right, fine, thanks.
I'll shove them into my computer.
Yeah, I mean, we have a ton of them. I did it just for like my FC, and we set a goal of like, we're gonna try to raise $500 for charity. This would be pretty cool. I posted it on like Reddit and Twitter. We had people from other servers roll alts on my server just to come with us for the walk, like if they were on a different data center, and we raised $2,600. And like we walked for 7 hours, just told stories. My daughter was on Discord just chatting about her day and her life. We talked about her disease because we try to be open with it and not like embarrassed about it.
Right.
And it was the most wholesome thing I've ever seen in a video game. So many people that I didn't even know. Like, we raffled off 50 million gil of in-game items. I raffled off like $100 worth of Mog Station stuff. But people I didn't even know showed up, and they were like, "I'm not even here to roll for the raffles. I just wanted to donate some money." And I was like, "Holy, all right, thanks." Like, that's great to see. So I always try to tell that story because I feel like it speaks volumes about like the community of Final Fantasy. And I'm probably gonna do it again this February. So
That's cool. I'll try to keep an eye out for it.
yeah, obviously it's way in advance, but.
Maybe let the charity know that, hey, this is a in-game thing, not a.
I know.
Can y'all send us some digital bracelets, please?
Like whatever.
Ask
ultimately,
Square Enix to make some bracelets for it.
There you go.
ultimately, they got the money, so like I can't. Whatever. It's just. I think they just didn't. They just couldn't comprehend like, oh, it's a walk though. And they're like, but no, not really.
It's a walk in a video game.
We're kind of just.
Walk in a video game.
Yeah, like I'm just streaming for 7 hours, and they're like, "How are you making money?" And I was like, "Cause people are gonna donate money." Like what?
You're like, listen, I go to my other world just for a bit, and then people give me U.S. currency for some reason, and then we move on.
Like, so, yeah. So that was the one exception that like her first name ended up being used at times.
Yeah,
but
which happens for stuff like that.
Yeah. But I figured it's for a good cause. Otherwise, we try. What we do. My wife and I were raiding in A Realm Reborn when she got pregnant, and my favorite raid calling was always Titan, Titan Extreme, because it's such a good fight. And so I would always call for the early stomps when it was either 3 or 5. I would just go, up next is stomp, but don't worry, it's just a little stomp. And when she got pregnant, we ended up calling the baby Little Stomp, like within the FC. And so that's still today what a lot of our FC mates refer to her as. It's like, oh yeah, Little Stomp.
Okay, that's the cutest thing I've ever heard. My baby is playing Hello Neighbor right now. That's what he wants.
Again.
He loved that game.
I heard.
Great.
I heard all about. I've never heard of this game, but I heard so much about like the secret neighbors.
Oh yeah.
I guess he found 3 secret neighbors that were like.
Oh yeah. he likes to play it very non-standard because it's like, so in Hello Neighbor, the goal is it's kind of like a puzzle game sort of. You go and you sneak into this dude's house and then you press buttons and do random shit, and then eventually you're trying to get yourself into the basement, and there's like a whole like kind of internal story and logic to it. But like he's trying to run around as a bad guy and grab you, and whenever he grabs you, he just puts you back to your house and fixes his house up a bit. But like that means that a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the physics works, like so you can pick up like chairs and you can pick up random shit and boxes, because like the whole point is like it's like you can platform and you can sneak around. And so Goober at this point has taking every item out of Hello Neighbor's house and moving it to random places around the map and making little like in-game dioramas. So he's like taking like mannequins and put cameras in front of them and be like, look, the mannequin's my photographer, and taking pictures of me. Or like taking a bunch of cardboard boxes, putting a pillow and being like, look, it's my bed. And it's like so cute.
That's fantastic. The closest I get is I get a lot of Pokemon Snap. That's what Little Stomp is into.
Pokemon Snap's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah. And I remember playing it when I was a kid.
You gotta take her to Blockbuster and get her Pokemon.
Yeah, like I exactly. They had that little kiosk and you could go print that out. That was awesome.
I missed that. That was actually legit.
That one of the few times that Blockbuster really came through. I mean, I know I use Blockbuster all the time, but let's be honest. Looking back, there's nothing great about Blockbuster. But that was the one exception. Was going and being able to print out pictures from Pokemon Snap.
Blockbuster, where you went and you would rent an N64 cartridge, and then you would take it back and you'd walk to the front and be like, listen, I'm returning this and I'm renting it again, this exact cartridge, please. Because I need to continue my save file.
I need you to not take this and give me a different one. I'm not done with this RPG yet, and it's insane that I even rented an RPG at a Blockbuster, but I need you to let me finish it.
It worked for PlayStation games because you just have a memory card and you can just rent the game and then buy it later or just keep renting different copies. But N64, man. Well, it was good talking to you. Thank you for listening to my important judgment.
Well, thank you for the feedback.
You're welcome.
It's
I will.
Speaking of N64s, though.
Oh no.
The thing is, they had a memory card for N64s.
They did. In the
They
back.
just never
of the,
used them.
There's no need.
But yeah, I will keep track of when you're running. I'll try to join up when I can. I'm on a kind of very odd sleep schedule at the moment, but I'll keep an eye on it.
Hey, if you see a run that someone else is hosting and either they don't have a caller or it's, someone that doesn't care anymore because they just don't need to, I'm always happy to hop in and call, especially to have, like, JoJo was very helpful because I missed a call and he was able to just be like, no, it's here. Cool. And then we just moved on. So it's nice early on to get that instead of just instantly wiping and then, I can still get the feedback of the correction. Like,
it's called collar progging in a slightly more fault-tolerant environment.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but it's 2:00 in the morning, so I have to go.
Yes, it is. Go to bed.
But thank you guys, and I'm sure I will see at least some of you this weekend.
Have a good night.
See you.
All right, see ya.